I think kind of overlap between the two of them. So
And
we'll be
I'm
fine.
back. My
Welcome back.
Discord like went away for a second. I was like, "What the hell?"
It
I
does
haven't
off.
even said
sometimes.
anything wrong yet. Like, come on. I haven't even done anything bad yet.
Stardust,
Yeah.
I want to level with you. I'm really banking on stereotypes being like a true thing. I'm hoping the fact that I'm gay will, like, when we start talking about Britney Spears, I'll suddenly unlock all of this knowledge that I wasn't aware
Yeah.
that I had.
Yeah.
Your gay powers will come in.
I'm banking on that
Yeah,
because
like
it's
you're just gonna randomly start screaming, "Leave Britney alone!" Like I believe in you.
I can do that.
I believe.
I
I
will.
believe. I believe that you're gonna go off if anybody says anything against your queen.
You know what? That's my role tonight. I
Yeah,
have
that's your queen. God damn
It
it!
has been assigned to me. It has been assigned to me, and I am going to live up to it. I will
You better
not.
work, bitch.
No.
So we're just
I'm
waiting on
excited
one
to
more
see
person.
these.
Sorry, we're just waiting on one more person, guys. Also, I wanted to give a thank you to whoever gifted the memberships in the YouTube chat. I greatly appreciate it. So, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm really excited to see these ethereal gay powers in action. So
I'm here for it.
You and me
Yeah,
both. All right, we're both gonna be looking forward to what that looks like.
I'm here for it.
Okay.
Yes, you better work, bitch. Let me see. Let me make sure I have my fan because if we're gonna go all out gay today, I gotta have my fan. If we're really gonna go there. Yep, and I found it.
Oh shit, I just realized that's a fucking skateboard up there too.
Yes, it's a Sailor Venus
Skateboard up
skateboard.
there,
Yes, you
too.
better
Yeah,
live.
that's so cool.
You better live. Yes. I still haven't put up everything yet.
You
The
got the
waifu
important
wall
stuff.
will become even more like when will it end?
You want to see how big? Okay, let's just randomly pick up a random shit I haven't put up yet.
when you can't see a trace of white left on that wall, it'll be done.
I had still have. This is like vintage.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Yes.
A trapper keeper was kept in there at some point.
Some more shit. Like, look,
The
it's bad.
Funko Venus. Okay.
It's
Yeah, you have like an
bad.
aluminum
Yes, I have
lunchbox
the
in there.
Funko Venus before they put it out in the landfill. Like, I'm glad I saved my bitch. I heard that they're throwing away Funkos in landfills instead of giving it to
Well,
charity. It's very 2023.
Yeah, are you glad? Wait, are you glad that you paid for it, or are you like lamenting the opportunity to just go to a landfill and get like 20 of them for free?
If they told me if they gave me the pinpoint of where that landfill was, my hermit ass would go and have a good time in that landfill. That's an absolute fact.
Do you think
The
And
that's
then
Funko
with
Land.
these Funkos, I have friends that embrace who I am, and those were gifted to me. A lot of stuff I have are gifted to me.
So I'm pretty sure this is the case. I'm not 100% sure on the legality of it, but I think that like combat sports and like violence are legal in landfills. Like it's like maritime law, no laws apply
Yeah.
to landfills. So do you think that like there is going to be like this gigantic like combat scenario in these landfills with nerds fighting to the death over Funko
I
Pops?
don't think there'll be physical fights, but I think there will be Pokemon duels. I think Yu-Gi-Oh cards will be pulled out. And Magic cards. Like I think that's how things will be settled.
That's
So I'm gonna show up with a
apparently
fucking
the
block
legal
and own
expert.
them. I'm going to
Jangles,
own the
I have a
nerds
question.
and make them fight for my joy.
That's
Yeah.
A question
Like
for
what
me, the legal expert.
size garbage pile do I need to erect before I'm technically in international waters and able to challenge somebody to a fight to the death on it?
I think it's less important the size of the garbage pile because then you could just be like me, I'm super lazy. I let garbage pile up and like the law accounts for that. All right, we have a legal system for a reason. I think it has to be certain like you have to have so many municipalities dumping into it. So it's less
Eh,
the size and more of the contribution.
Portland,
it's too bad we
Portland,
don't
let
have
me
a
tell
legal
you.
expert here.
Portland, you're already halfway there. Just let the
Mhm.
homeless population just keep doing what they're doing, and Portland will be
ooh,
a free autonomous zone.
I sheltered 30 homeless people in my garage during the winter storm, and I got a ton of unpaid labor out of them. So, yeah, obviously, looking forward to the rest of them ending up on the streets too.
Portland, I didn't know you were a Texan.
What kind of unpaid labor was going on in your garage?
Mostly knitting and, you know, they're working on low quality blankets and quilts that I can send to the children's hospital for a very, very generous profit. So
Now,
I
did
thought
you
you
have to
were a
teach
dark
them?
lord. I thought you were gonna sell that on Etsy. I thought you were a dark lord. I
Now, did
didn't think you were charitable.
now, did you have to teach them how to knit, or based on the fact that they have to like make a lot of their own clothing, did they already have rudimentary knitting skills going in?
Jesus Christ, these questions.
God's sakes! Oh my god!
I'm
This
asking
man
them.
does not understand the ineptitude of the American homeless. This
Apparently
is
What the
I have faith in our knitting brothers and
listen,
sisters.
you're looking at me and you're saying I'm not one of them? Come on, let's move it forward.
Really? Okay. $1 million question. Can you knit?
Oh, hell no.
I can crochet.
No? Have you tried? You know how I was talking about, like, I was hoping, like, this gay, like, knowledge of Britney
Is that
Spears
how
would
you do it,
manifest
Dad?
itself? Do you think that if you tried knitting, you would just suddenly be really good at it?
How do you
If
dab,
I
guys? Somebody asked me to dab. Is this it? That's it,
No,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Lean into the crook.
Okay, I did it. All right.
Pretend you're hiding the shame of dabbing, and you'll have dabbed correctly.
I have no shame. So,
Then you
you
then
know.
you have no dabs.
I would
What?
expect more women here to, you know,
There's
to
one
No,
more
they're
woman
all in
joining me.
conservatorship. That's the thing.
Oh, that's what happened? Oh. So that's what marriage was. Next.
There is one more woman on the way, and
Let's
I tried to
find the
get
pussies.
I tried to get one more woman, a couple more women actually, but like all the women are like, "Oh, I'm sick," or "Oh, I don't feel good today,"
You
or
barely got me today. You barely got me because like I
yeah.
go by obligations. So I was already booked somewhere else this evening, but they weren't feeling well. So I was like, okay, so I can go on Stardust's now. So
Oh, we
nice.
might have one more woman joining us actually,
you
Dak Katie.
barely booked me. You barely got
I'm
me.
still lucky to get Diva, honestly. I think Dak Katie is going to join us. So let's see. Yeah, just join the Discord, Katie. And you join lobby.
Panel stock skyrocketing, am I right, guys?
No, people can barely get me because I say no more than yes. So people barely get me. But sometimes it's not my fault. And sometimes it's like, yeah, I ain't gonna go. Like, I don't want to go.
Lloyd, how
Jeff,
you doing, buddy? Kind of quiet up there.
How you doing, buddy?
You talking to
Toy?
me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only Toyd on the panel.
Look, I'm right now desperately trying to educate myself on fucking
You
Britney
ready?
Spears' life, okay?
You ready to be toxic? You
You and
ready
me
to talk
both.
about some toxicness? Yeah.
I expect some blood sports here, so you know, please try
Oh
to turn it to blood
yes.
sports,
With
okay?
these topics? Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Because you know, a hit dog will holler, you know.
Like
And and my thing is that I, due to my personal experience, I just get really, really upset about bitch ass men. Like they just bother me. Like bitch ass men bother me. They bother me a lot. You know what I mean? Brokies, especially when they have bad dick too. So they like have no use in the world. Like they
Now,
bother me.
what makes for bad dick? Is it purely physical? Is it technique? What makes for
It's a
bad dick?
it's a technique issue.
don't
You
pretend you
know what
don't
I
have an
mean?
opinion on this. Don't
Expand on
pretend
that.
you don't know what bad dick is.
I'm pretending to stay out of it. All right, expand on that. What makes for bad dick?
I can't because he did this. I feel like I'm on a sitcom. It's okay though. This is why I haven't been in Supernova in a while, so I have to get used to this. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No.
okay.
And
So,
You're
bad
actually
dick
changing the
become
topic.
good dick over time with the proper training.
That okay? Yeah. Is it nature or nurture? What makes it?
like for me, it's like some men, you know, they just don't. You're not blessed with like a 12-inch dick, right? Like some guys,
Just,
you
it's just
know,
a
Cursed.
couple of us
I've
out
No
never
one's
there.
engaged
blessed
with
with
a
a
12-inch
12-inch
dick in my
dick. That
life.
is
Jesus.
cursed.
yeah,
Right?
but like it's some people, you know, they're at a 5.5, right? But they look at their 5.5 and they embrace their 5.5, and they're all like, "This is what I have."
There are angles that you can hit.
You know, so I'm going to have to finesse this shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to finesse. I gotta make sure I'm hitting the spot. I gotta make sure I'm making her come a few times, so the 5.5 doesn't bother her,
Oh, a
right?
few times. So like the bare minimum for you is a few.
Right,
Once isn't
right.
enough. Okay.
Well,
That's
dude,
true.
let me tell you,
That's true, though.
I've had some orgasms where I'm like, look, I need a timeout. You gotta pull out. I gotta breathe. That was too much. It's too much. I gotta breathe, you know.
All
I'm
right,
so
guys.
jealous of you. I never had an orgasm like that.
Let me tell you, like, no, I had to be like, look, I can't. I gotta breathe.
Dude, I
Please.
barely orgasm. I can't relate. Like I don't think I've
never-
ever
I gotta
orgasmed.
breathe.
So.
I've never in
Lord
my life
Jesus.
orgasmed.
It's like
Hey.
I got work in the morning. I gotta get off. Like, give me like 10-minute break. I got work in the morning.
Yeah, I feel like you're describing like, oh, as an adult, you can't be having these experiences because you have work in the morning.
Yeah, like because I gotta be able to get out of bed the next day, you know, like I can't recuperate like I used to back in the day. I can't recuperate like
It's
that.
like you're doing a good job. You're being nice, but I have a paycheck to bring home, so maybe you need to
Yeah, like
finish it up.
yeah, like can you come on now? You did good work.
We
And
all
then
got places to be.
also like true story, like have you ever told a guy like, hey, you can't do too much today because I don't have an extra pair of sheets today
Yes,
and I need to
several
go to
times.
bed after this. So can you just not go so far today because I don't have an extra pair of sheets? Like the sheets that I have on my bed, that's it.
Can you
let's get
introduce me
started.
to the men you've been with?
Yeah,
Because that is
so-
not the men I've been with.
Okay,
It's important to cross that particular boundary.
Tuna
Alright.
chip.
Tell them,
Tuna chip. I
I don't
discovered something yesterday. Tuna chip.
Okay, yeah, do it. Do it.
The entire
Nobody
drama
cares
from
about me.
yesterday is your fault entirely. We went over the earlier part of the VOD that I hadn't been there for. You're the one who triggered the whole fucking thing. That 9 hours of madness. All your
I
fault.
can't. Apparently,
All your
I
fault.
can't have a.
all right. We need to get into this panel, guys. We need to get into this panel. We can talk about the drama afterwards, okay? All right.
Stardust, I don't know. I don't know what the panel is about.
Okay.
Britney
I will
Spears and
send
R.
you-
Kelly.
Yes, Britney Spears and R. Kelly. I will send you both the topics,
Ooh.
okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I'm a little late. It was difficult for me to get out of my conservatorship to be here today.
I thought you were about to
Yeah.
say get
There
out
was
of
a
bed.
pre-topic of orgasm.
I'm like,
too.
Sonia, I want
That
your
was the
life.
that was the reality of it.
I felt
I
No,
like
stayed
I was
up
like,
all
Sonia, I
night.
want your life. I'm
Stardust,
sorry. I
I
had to leave. I had
Yes.
problem getting out of bed.
Stardust,
Okay,
I don't want to hijack your panel, but I feel like we had a good first topic. What makes for good dick? I feel like we were making headway on that.
I mean, if you
know.
okay, okay. How about this? All right, everybody, shut up. All right, raise your hand if you want to continue this topic of what makes for good dick. All right, and then we will take a vote.
Sure.
Maybe you want the
Okay.
asexual perspective. Sure, why not?
Lactoids,
wait,
you
okay,
really want to
we need-
continue Googling Britney Spears
Wait,
information?
We need.
Is
wait,
that worse?
wait. Everybody,
I'm
keep
skeptical
your
on
hand
the
up
whole
if you
concept
want.
of the first topic to begin with.
I'm so done with y'all.
Wait. How many people is that? I don't know.
That's
most of them.
6.
That's a
isn't it?
simple majority at least.
I think it's 6
Lactoid, are you gonna be okay if we do
or
if we
4.
spend if we okay if we
What?
Everybody
Lactoid,
shut
you're
up.
married, aren't
If
you?
we spend 2 to
Look,
3
I have
hours
controversial-
discussing good dick,
Everybody shut up. This is my panel. Okay.
Sorry.
So Lactoid, are you gonna be okay if we continue a little bit longer on the dick topic?
So wait, is it dicks or like orgasms? Because I have controversial opinions depending on what we're talking.
Oh, I want to hear your
Sure.
orgasm.
Does it
controversial
matter?
opinions about
No,
both.
Let's
I
How
want to
about
hear this
this?
orgasm
I'm
controversy.
gonna
yeah,
be
we
a little
can talk
bit of
about
a
how about this?
wallflower
We'll
for a second.
dedicate
I don't wanna-
we'll dedicate about 45 minutes to orgasm dick topics, okay?
I
All
wanna
right,
hear
and
about
then
this
we'll go into
orgasm.
the
That's
we'll
enough
go into the
time.
actual topics, okay? And don't laugh at me. I know how long you guys are fucking degenerates. You'll take 45 minutes at least on this topic.
I want to hear about the orgasm.
If we're talking
Yeah,
about
I wanna
orgasms,
hear
I
the
could be done in
controversial
2 minutes.
Yeah, I want to hear this hot take about orgasms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please,
go ahead.
Lactoid.
No, not yet, not
Hit
yet.
us.
This is
No,
not
no, no, no,
time.
no, no. I want to out. What do they say in 2023? I want to
patient.
listen. That's what they say.
Be
Listen.
patient. You want to
Patient.
you want to blow the load right the fuck out. Well, Lactoid's going to build you up to the damn thing.
Oh,
He's
that
the
sounds hot.
orgasm.
That sounds hot. Let me find out, Lactoid. Let me find out behind that American flag. You got shit behind there, bitch. You like to
Lactoid?
wait a minute. Wait a minute, Lactoid. Wait a
400
minute.
years of shit behind that flag.
What's going on,
Okay,
honey?
also, let me lay out some rules here, guys. Let me lay out some rules, okay?
Ooh.
One, welcome to Supernova. Okay, as you know, this is my like blood sportsy kind of panel. Okay, it doesn't stick to just politics. I wanted to expand this to multiple topics so anybody can get involved in the blood sports. I expect some blood sports here. Okay, please don't be offended if I scream over you. That's just how I moderate. It's called rage moderation. Somebody told me about it. Apparently, it's a real thing, and my chat loves it. So I'm just gonna be screaming every now and then.
Dicks are politics.
Thirdly, again, Supernova's not a political show. Okay, Supernova is a blood sports debate show, not strictly political. All right, so I expect to have some fun. Don't take anything personally. And remember, you're entertaining an audience here. This is an entertainment show. Okay, so go right ahead. First topic: dicks and orgasms.
Okay, Katie, why have you never come?
Oh.
Well, so I have vestibulitis and vaginismus, which means that I
Oh,
have
hell yeah.
a lot of pain during intercourse. I actually had a vestibulectomy like last year, which has significantly raised the quality of my sexual experiences. But outside of that, I also have a lot of issue with like repressed sexuality, which means that even with like clitoris like stimuli. So do you think that women can come but not orgasm?
I think they're one and the same.
Women orgasm all the time. I've
Okay,
got it on prime
so-
authority.
What the fuck?
Wait, what is that? What
Okay,
authority? Whose authority?
What the
The
fuck?
women
well-
who try to help him cope, right?
We'll keep
Oh,
going.
wait
We'll
a
keep going.
minute.
It's not that. No.
I'm somehow less
Well,
prepared
I
for
want to
this
keep hearing it,
conversation
Katie.
than
What's
I
your,
was for the
what's
No,
your
yeah.
Tuna,
version of
wait,
orgasm?
Tuna, how many sheets have you ruined? I want to know if you're all capped. How many sheets have you ruined? How many bedspreads have you ruined?
Yeah, that's not from
Why do they
orgasm.
have
That's
to
from
be ruined?
pissing. It's
So
called pissing.
I have a vaginal fisting fetish. I have ruined a lot of sheets. But
We
that's
would
the
not
thing.
match
I
up
seek
well.
out women that can come. Many of them are like Katie here. They have a repressed sexuality. They don't touch their clit. They've got a problem. But if you find the women that come, they come a lot.
True. Okay, can I keep talking now?
Yeah, of course.
I
You
just
asked me a
wanted to
fucking
back
question.
him
Can
to
I
make
keep
sure he
talking?
wasn't full of shit. I want to
ahead,
know if he
Katie.
ruins beds. I was just
So-
curious.
Actually, now I have a question. Why do they have to be ruined? Like, if a guy constantly ruined my sheets, I would not be having sex with him. Like, I can't afford that money. Like,
That's a
why would
fact.
you ruin
That's
I
a
have a
my
couple of
stuff?
questions about these ruining
That's a
sheets.
fact.
Where are you aiming?
Do you know? Do you know those
Well,
guys?
they like, come on now. You're on your back on the bed. The shit's gonna get fucked up.
Not if you aim
Well-
it correctly.
Aiming?
What
You
do
think
you
you
mean
can aim
aiming?
squirt?
Also,
I
wash
have
your
vagina. I can't aim
What?
that shit. It just
Aim-
goes everywhere.
Wait, aim what? What the fuck are you aiming?
Oh, we're talking about
She's
your
talking. She's
No,
talking about what?
squirt.
Wait a minute. Here, I'll explain. Okay, let me explain. She's talking about when a dude unloads into you, right? Then you've got the awkward dance that you have to do where you try to hold it in when you get up and you try to like
No,
jump
his
No,
out,
I
ass
don't
gotta
do
calm
that.
down. He's gonna take
Get a
that shit
tissue.
to the
I don't do-
bathroom.
Everyone, shut up!
No
I'm
two
learning.
people on this panel are on the same page. This is so
The
funny.
homosexual
I'm a
needs
little
to
bit
learn.
lost. I thought there was
The
like
homosexual needs to learn how sheets get ruined. It's not whatever Star just said. It's the fucking acidity from squirt.
So no. But here's the
Oh
thing
my
about squirt,
God.
right? It's a fucking myth. It's all
Squirt is just
pee.
pee.
They've done studies on
Squirt is
this.
just
Squirt
pee.
is entirely pee. They're just pissing the bed. That's all it is.
It's not okay.
It's
Pee-
not. There's
pee
pee in
is-
it.
It's like
He has the
95%
fucking
pee.
He has the fucking like salty little weird shit inside of it. It's the discharge that becomes pee when it exudes the fucking innards.
The discharge.
Lectroid.
It's
Lectroid,
proto
your
pee,
hot
and you
take-
fucking know it, Lactoid.
It's disgusting.
I'm not even
Lectoid's
meaning.
hot take is that he doesn't want women to squirt because it's pee. So like no
Lactoid,
Yeah,
orgasm
I'm not
it's,
for
meaning
you.
it's,
at
it's like an
all.
obvious like.
It's
Well,
a
it's-
preference.
It's just pee.
He doesn't
That's
I'm
all
not
it
meaning
is.
at all. If you have studies on
It's not
this,
an
it would
orgasm.
make
It's
my
just pee.
day. If you
I have
post
studies.
them.
I literally have 2 studies on this.
It would
I-
legitimately make my
There is a
day.
study which
Okay, wait a
measured
minute, yeah.
bladder
I want to
swelling
know.
prior
Yeah,
and
fucking
after.
academics spend
Squirting.
time on
Let
this.
them
Wait, guys. I have some medical background. I've talked to some medical people.
background.
I have talked to some medical people.
Uh
Okay.
oh, are you misrepresenting our credentials? I'm gonna have to
How
call
messy
President
is
Sunday.
that
in
medical
here.
background?
Wait. Everybody shut up, okay? I can confirm what Lactoid said is true. Ask any gynecologist. They will tell you it's pee.
Wait,
You're just
then
fucking
what's
pissing
wrong
the bed.
with it being pee?
There's
Wait
nothing
a
wrong
minute.
with it
The
being pee.
topic on the screen says dicks and stuff. Okay, so we need to pivot a little bit back to the
No,
penis
take
and
full
what
Portland.
it's doing in this
responsibility
whole
of
You
this
are
situation.
being
Phallocentric bullshit. Portland just wants to talk about his cock. Tell us about the curvature.
The
no,
penis
no.
pivot is my signature move.
The problem is that Portland thinks that women can squirt and come without penises. And that is a mistake, Portland. Clearly, women need dicks to enjoy themselves sexually.
This is
Come the
true.
fuck on, man.
I mean,
This
look,
is
if a
absolutely
woman
true.
if a woman could
Lactoid, I
orgasm,
am
I would have
memeing.
seen
I
one
would
orgasm
like
by
to
now.
add something.
Yeah,
I would like
nice
to add
thank
something.
you.
No.
Thank you
Wait,
for the
wait. I would
meme.
like to add
Cutie.
something. Let me tell you, I was with one guy and it was a unicorn experience. I never seen such a small dick in my life. And he knew he had a small dick and he was conscious that he had a small dick. So he decided to do the Lord's work and be really good at fingering and fucking eating. And let me tell you, I was
No,
a happy customer.
I think
Happy.
small dicks are
Customer.
great.
Customer?
We
I was. I sent him
Whoa.
packing. I sent him
Not
packing
every
afterwards. I was
great
like, bye.
athlete is a fast runner.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry, you
sometimes
sent
you
him
have to
packing?
maximize the
He
skills you
does a
have.
good job, and you send him packing?
I said, thank you.
A man's place is in the streets. You got to know that. You got to
I
know
said,
that.
thank you.
So I have a
It
theory.
wasn't like I was rude about it. I said, thank
You
you.
said
Wait, are we
thank
talking
you.
about dick still or squirting or which specific topic are we
No,
talking
she
Okay.
was saying that like she made a comment. I don't know if she was being funny or trolling, but she was saying like you need a dick to
No,
ex-
I was
Trolling.
trolling.
That's
she was
wait, that's
trolling
reasonable.
and she was trolling and so then I decided to talk
Her
about my
troll is
unicorn
reasonable.
story with the small dick and how he was really good at eating and finger fucking.
I really
So
And
you're
think
I said
saying
thank you.
it's
so
actually
you
Okay.
don't need dicks. You
I
need
think
small dicks to motivate you to get women to come in other ways.
Well, I have a theory. I think actually like having a small penis like demonstrates dominance because it means that like the sex is for your pleasure, not necessarily like obsessing about her pleasure, right?
interesting theory.
No.
All right. No, we're
No,
going with this now.
he
No, we're
had
going
a
with this
kink
now.
of getting girls off. Like that was his thing.
I
He
think that's a
loved
good
getting
kink.
girls off.
Can you, if you had to pick kinks, wouldn't that be the one you would want in a partner?
I didn't say
If
it
their
in a
kink
bad
is
term. I'm
making
just
you
giving
happy,
you the
No,
tea.
I would
didn't
not
say it
want
in
that in a
bad
partner.
term.
you would not want a partner whose like kink is making you satisfied.
Absolutely
exactly,
not. Because
right?
okay, so I went
That's
on a whole
submissive.
tirade about how my sexuality is kind of fucked, right? So if a guy really focuses on like me having fun, it just stresses me out. Like I just want us to have fun together. And lactoid, that's not an excuse to not try to please your wife, okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like for me personally, I don't like when people hyper focus on like did you come, did you come, did you come? It's like leave me
True.
alone.
Look, trust me.
If you're
Nobody
good.
else's orgasm is my responsibility. Okay, if they want to figure it out in their own regard, they can. I don't really
You know what,
particularly
Lactoid?
care.
If you're fine with
Could-
that, you know what, Lactoid?
could
No. I'm
I-
going to push back on Lactoid. If you're fine with saying that if I have sex with you, it's not my responsibility for you to get off,
That's right.
but I am cool with you after I get off for you to go into the bathroom and do your thing.
No,
That won't
fuck that.
offend me. Is that what I'm getting from Lactoid? Like
I
it
would be
doesn't offend
offended.
you.
If she
I
wants to
would be
go
I-
do that, that's.
I'm here
think
for
if
it. I'm here
that's his
for it.
deal
I'm
with
here
his
for
wife,
it.
it's fine.
I'm not gonna
I'm here
stop
for it.
her or
I'm here.
nothing.
There's nothing wrong with that. Because like some guys, they feel a way. So like, what do you mean I couldn't get you off? I'm like, I didn't get off. So if you excuse me, I'm gonna go and finish myself
Mhm.
in the bathroom. And some guys feel a way by saying that. So
It-
Lactoid being the MVP, saying that's not me. If I'm
No.
fucking
Well,
you for
it-
hours
well,
on
that
end, if
stems-
it doesn't work out,
Exactly.
Both of you are
That stems from
Go
insecurity,
Lactoid.
right? That stems from
I'm
insecurity.
Both
here
of you are
for it.
wrong.
I'm here for
I'm
it.
here to tell you. I'm
So-
here to tell you straight people how you're supposed
My
to have
value
sex.
is based on
You're
me,
both
wrong.
not you.
Okay.
I have-
orgasm.
I want to
Okay,
hear
okay.
from the gay.
I
I
have.
want to
I
hear
have
from the
a-
homosexual.
Oh,
That's-
sorry.
You know, I'm actually afraid of homosexuals, so I'd rather not let him speak.
Oh, I'm
Dum,
gonna say some
dum,
scary shit. All right,
dum.
both
Sonia,
of you are wrong. All right.
deafen your screen. I will raise my hand when he's done speaking.
Okay. All right.
Earmuffs, Sonia. Earmuffs.
Oh my God.
Okay, all right. Go
Sonia,
ahead,
are you-
Jingles.
Zonia, are you? Did you mute? Okay. All right. To make sure it's safe. Both of you are wrong. All right. If the woman doesn't come during sex, she doesn't go to the bathroom. The man stays with her while she comes. All right. You would need to be a supportive partner. You need to stay with her.
I agree
All
with
right,
that.
that's
Can
part of
I
your
watch
responsibility.
TV?
No,
I have
no,
a
no,
question.
no, because he's gonna get his feelings hurt if he sees what I could do to myself.
I-
That
No,
No,
he
you
can't
gotta
do.
He's
you gotta
gonna
have a
learn.
You
full
know,
He's a
like,
real
story
man.
time.
He's gonna
I
take
ain't
it as a
trying to hurt
learning
nobody's feelings.
opportunity.
No, men need to start to
you're
not care
meaning,
about
right?
that, right? Men need to
No.
develop
Wait a
self-esteem.
minute. Wait a minute. We need spiritual support, okay? Even if
I
he's
don't
not
need
doing
girl.
wait a minute. Let me
Spiritual
finish.
support.
Let me finish. Okay. Hey, we need spiritual support. So if he can't finish it, that's okay. I'll take care of myself, but he better be there like being like oh yeah, you look so good when you're doing that, you know?
Can I
Saying
can
something
I
like
give a
that.
soy take? I think some women would like the spiritual support and some women would not. I would have
agree
a
with
hard
that.
time. I would have a hard time going at myself if I have someone staring at me, and sometimes I want them
Absolutely.
to. Sometimes I want to be hugged. So it's like, if I want spiritual support, you come with me to wherever I'm doing it and you cheer me on and you do whatever you got to do. If
Cheer
I
you
don't
on.
need you around, then fuck off. Also, like, if we reverse the genders for a second, let's say I'm making out with a dude. Like, we've always been 15. We've all been 15. We've all made out with someone. And then a dude was like, wait, you're going to stop now? I'm going to get blue balls. Then go take care of yourself. Then women can do the same thing. Like, I get blue balled, and then you have to go and take care of yourself. That's fine. Nobody
No.
owes you anything.
Well, hold on though.
I knew I wore this lipstick for a good reason.
There's a bit of a,
Katie, I'm
there's
telling
actually
you,
a bit of
I'll
a
wear
gender
lipstick too.
There's a problem like of a gender thing in the opposite direction though, where like if a girl's like, sorry, I don't do that, like that's fine, right? But I'm a bad guy if I'm not, going down there, right? Because that's, I don't want to do that.
No, that doesn't
That's
make you a
not
bad
fair.
guy.
That's
Oh
not
wait,
fair.
Lactoid. It doesn't make you a bad guy if Lactoid, if you're and it seems like you're a reasonable person.
Thank you.
If a girl is
Oh.
like, hey, I don't want to put your balls in my mouth, I feel like you're the type of guy that's like, you know what, sweetie? That's fine. My balls don't
100%.
have to be in your mouth. So
I would
for
never
you,
put
what
myself
you're
in that
saying is
position
reasonable.
of vulnerability, right? I would never want somebody to have that much
Base,
power over
base.
me.
It's reasonable.
Getting your
That's
dick
what
sucked
is
is bottoming.
reasonable.
Yes,
Getting
it
your
is.
dick
No,
sucked is bottoming.
Well, hold on.
It's a
So
pussy thing to do.
it's
It's a
somewhat-
submissive thing to get your penis
no,
sucked.
no. It's somewhat dominant, but you're putting yourself in such like a bad position where like if she bites, you're done, right? You're just done. I'd fuck that shit with you. Never.
Can I ask a question?
I like
Lactoid?
Lactoid's points. I'm here for it.
Yeah, but
I'm learning.
wait for it. Wait for it. He's gonna curve us. So I guess it kind of, for me, it would matter because, like, if you don't want to go down on me, if you don't want to eat me out, not you specifically, other men or
The
other
royal
women.
you.
I'll
or
take
other
the headphones
non-binary.
out. This conversation is not for me.
No.
Okay, good.
All right, I'm learning.
So-
Like, straight people are so interesting.
Thank you.
It's like in a safari.
So if you don't want to do that, it's fine. I don't think people should be forced or chastised for not wanting to doing certain sexual activities. Like, if I don't want to do anal, which I do, but let's say I didn't want to, right? Then, like, I wouldn't be wanted chastised for it. Right? But the issue is, it's like, this is a very revealing panel. But the issue is, like, if you're gonna go, no, I don't want to eat you out because pussies kind of gross me out, maybe don't say that. Maybe just say, this isn't for me.
I think it's
Maybe there's no need to like shame each other in
So
a
do you want
weird
me to
way.
be honest or not? Like
I think it's
I
about
don't want you to
reciprocity.
be honest. No.
Okay.
I think it's
I
about
think that when you
reciprocity.
say that's not my thing, I don't do that.
I like
you've
it's
been
not my
honest
thing better.
enough.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
You've
it's
given
not
enough.
my cup of
Portland.
tea. Like, it's the same equivalence of like a guy. It hasn't happened to me, thank God. But like, I might have to cap about like who I'm fucking, because if these young boys, which I'm hearing you young boys are becoming very yes today, like I don't want a guy's ass in my face. Like I don't want to be
That's
like, okay,
disgusting.
babe, lick it up.
Phoenix,
That's
Phoenix, I'm
not.
telling you right
I'm
now.
too old for that. You know,
Phoenix,
like,
let me
That's
sell you
so
on
fucked
young
up. It
dick.
might be
You're not
morally
old
wrong, I'm not
enough
sure.
for that.
I'm too old for that.
Phoenix, I'm going to sell you on young dick right now. So if you look at the statistics, the amount of mothers
I don't
emotionally
like what you're saying.
neglecting, the amount of
Oh my
mothers
God.
emotionally neglecting their children, which includes the men, it's at an all-time high. Men have things to prove. They're going to eat your pussy. They're going to eat your ass. They're going to do anything you fucking want because they need to feel like they can get back in the womb, like
Okay.
they're lovable.
my
by a
God.
female.
Okay, can
So
I?
If you
can
go
I-
in there with that
can you
mommy
rephrase
shit,
that?
if
Can
you
you
go in there
rephrase-
with that
I do not
mommy
want to be
shit, your
sold on young
box
dick.
is
Can you
going to be
rephrase that?
eaten to fucking
You know
shreds.
what? Real tea. Someone did say, "Hey, mommy," or "Hey, mama" to me as a hello, and he was like 24, and I was like, "The fuck is that?"
Avoid those age play freaks. I'm telling you,
Lactoid.
I'm like, "The fuck is
trouble
that?"
all of them.
if
Bitch,
you
I'm not that old, but damn.
Wait, I want more
Hey,
from Zonia.
Hey, mama. Not
Zonia, can
mommy.
you elaborate,
Mama.
please?
no,
Sonia,
I need
elaborate.
to say something.
Katie,
all right.
and wait,
I
we need to hear what Zonia has to say
Yeah,
about
Zonia
age.
About
hasn't
age
spoken
play.
yet. Zonia hasn't spoken yet. Go ahead, Zonia.
I actually have a progressive series of questions to ask the group if you're okay with it.
Go
I'd
ahead.
like you all to raise your hands. And just raise your hands, all of you. Have them ready. Okay. If you haven't orgasmed in over a day, put your hand down.
Wait, if I haven't,
Or sorry, if you've orgasmed, sorry, within the last day, put it down.
If I've orgasmed,
Wait,
okay.
if you
Yeah.
have,
If you
yeah.
have or haven't.
If you
'cause I'm
have.
already out.
If
If you
there's
have-
cum
this
on
is
your
deeply
hand, put
personal.
it down.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
If it's longer than that, let's say a week now, put your hand down.
A week.
If
You
it's
go home. Even
let's go on.
self-service?
Let's go on to a month now. How about a month?
I've been busy.
who has
Put
a
it down.
What
All
is
right.
happening?
month without
I've been
orgasming?
busy.
Let's
Buy a
let's
fucking vibrator.
let's go 2 months,
I haven't had time.
3 months.
You haven't had
I
time.
haven't had time.
This is further
Wait,
proof that it just
it's been
doesn't
3
exist, by
months.
the way. I
wait,
mean,
wait, wait. Are we talking orgasm or like less than orgasm, but still
Orgasm.
I haven't had time.
Damn,
If
this
it's
is
your
Let's
body
let's
has
jump it
time,
up.
body's
Let's
such
jump
an
it up.
important
Let's
have
jump it
time.
up to 6 months now.
Wait, when's the last time I had sex? What's 6 months from now?
She
What
didn't
month
say
is that?
sex. She said orgasm. Like, if you could finish yourself off after the guy's like
Well,
done
what's
with
6
you,
months from
like,
now? Help me with math.
All I
What's
have
that
to do
month?
is go in the bathroom and self-service. Wait a
months
second,
from
I
now.
haven't
I'm
done
not
it in
saying I'm a
6
perfect
months.
I'm
person.
concerned about your
What
self-care
month
routine
is
now.
that? No one's gonna tell me, assholes.
I'm
How
concerned about your
long?
self-care.
November?
Do you not have a
No, I
calendar?
didn't hang up. I was busy.
What are
Tuna.
we at? We just started the third
Tuna.
month, so it's gonna be that's gonna be October. It's gonna be beyond October.
Yeah, hands. Yeah.
so is this like a badge
All
of
right.
honor or something?
No.
Everyone
I
have a good
don't-
Let's
Halloween
let's
party?
let's
Saying this
jump
is
it up
A
okay.
now.
reality
Let's
check.
let's jump it up to a
This
year
is
now.
therapy. Go ahead.
Let's jump it
Sorry,
up to
judge
a
me.
let's jump it up to a year now.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I can put my hand down safely. Yeah.
It looks like Katie and I are the only two non-degenerates in this whole fucking place. So
Wow.
I'm
Yay,
just gonna
I'm a
say
degenerate.
At least Katie has an excuse. At least
I-
Katie
I-
has a fucking physical condition.
No, I
I'm
will
not
say.
saying- I'm not
Sex 2 months
I'm not
ago.
saying
What?
I'm in the
Well,
right.
I want to say
here.
I think asexuals truly are like the next like stage of human evolution. They are truly advanced.
Can-
Now they are the final stage as well for obvious reasons, but they are like the next stage. They're
We'll finally realize that sex is gross and people will stop having it.
Everything
I
about
like
it is
it.
Exactly,
I
exactly.
that's what
like-
I would hope for.
Yeah,
When
I
we
that's
like
finally
it,
have a
but
home.
I'm
before.
like-
I would say Zonia is actually is just better than everybody else because
Yeah.
she's
Oh, yeah.
asexual.
Well, the rest of us are
Asexuals
weak.
No, I would agree with
honestly.
that.
It's a superpower.
Yeah.
Here
Yeah, it
for it.
is.
I wish I was. It would make life way more convenient.
You're not,
Just
a,
definitely
you're not a
want more
slave
free
to your
time.
limbic
Like
system
limbic,
like the rest
limbic.
of. Yeah. Go ahead.
Seems like it's like everybody else seems to be chasing tail all the time. I'm just like
No,
that seems like a
seriously.
waste of time.
I
It's like you're one of those people that
I
only
haven't had
need to-
time to be honest. It's just people are so annoying on these dating apps. They're so annoying.
No,
Phoenix,
honestly,
Yeah.
Phoenix,
Sonia,
I'm
it
telling
is
you right
really
now,
impressive.
there's a
You're like-
door right behind you. We will let you open the door.
The
Spend
closet is
15, 20 minutes back there. Hey, I don't know how long it takes. I don't know how long it takes, but you go back there. You do what you need to do. Act like it's an
15, 20
amaranth
minutes.
waiting room or something.
You mean like
And
3
you
hours?
just come back when you're ready. Come back when you're
Tuna
ready to put
wants
your
me to
hand down.
orgasm.
Come
Tuna is
back
ki-
when you have
'cause
come forth.
Tuna wants the best for me, and I'm here for it.
Okay, so are we done with this topic?
By the way, that's a
Katie
closet.
had
I'm
one
not there
question.
yet.
Katie had one question.
Yeah, I
Katie,
think we
go ahead.
beat this topic to death.
No, I
Beat
want
it.
more
Not
Sonia takes
yet.
on this topic.
Have we not finished this topic?
No
wait,
one
Katie-
has finished yet.
No.
Wait,
Topic
Katie
is
had a
climax.
question.
Let us move
Foreplay.
on.
Yeah, lactoid.
Wait.
I'll do this. To you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
All I'm saying is, if you have a deal with a girl that you can be honest with her and you can say, hey, I'm not gonna do your little pussy stuff because I think it's gross.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that as long as you're ready to handle the fact that she says your dick is disgusting.
It
I
is,
don't
yeah.
want it and get it the fuck away from me.
Sure. Yeah.
But
absolutely.
to be fair, that has happened to me. And if a woman feels like that about dicks, they might also have not super into like sex in general. But if you want to go for it.
Are straight people okay?
Look,
I,
you just be
well, you
confident.
know what?
Have
That would be a
self-esteem.
it would solve a lot of problems for me if I thought dick was disgusting. That would solve a lot of my real
I think
problems.
dick is disgusting, and I still have a lot of problems. So I can
we
guarantee
can we
you
have
that.
They
acknowledge
look
one
weird, right? I mean,
let's acknowledge one thing.
It's so
Let's-
disgusting, dude.
One thing,
Looks
okay?
gross.
It's penises are weird. And penises and
Yes!
balls
Yeah,
are
they-
weird.
they are weird.
And
They're
it's-
unique.
Okay, wait a
They're
minute.
disgusting.
I
let me
like how
finish.
they feel.
Let me finish what I'm saying. Penis and balls are so weird because they're literally organs that hang outside of your body. What kind of human being has organs hanging outside of your body? Every normal
Okay,
human.
wait. The parts that
Every
you guys
normal
have is
human
weird
has
too.
organs inside your body.
No, the parts that you guys have too is weird, like fungal caverns. It's not like
Fucking
you can talk shit
booby-
about like what we
booby
got all the
ass.
time, but I mean, we both got weird shit. I'm just saying.
I can't.
Booby having
I
motherfucker.
can't. Like, I just love sitting on them. I just like them.
I
Like,
really
not
sitting on
inverted,
them.
like sitting, like it's mashed beneath you.
No, because like I like to get that. Like I like to play with it till it gets hard. I like sitting on it. I like spinning on it. Like the
I
song
do like
"WAP,"
making it hard. That's true.
like the song "WAP,"
Spinning.
I was all like, "Why are you talking about what I do privately? That's none of your business."
No. Now I didn't know spinning. I didn't know.
Yeah, I used to. Yeah, I spin on it.
That seems like it would take a lot
Base.
of flexibility, and
You would never know, honey.
I wouldn't. All right,
I
I've
know
never
you don't play for
spun.
the team. I know you don't play for the team.
I've
so you
played for
don't
the team
know.
that you're on, the one who's.
I know, like I guess you could watch, but I don't think they'll be okay.
Well, no, but the whole like the recipient of the dick, like I've never spun because like I guess I'm just too old.
I don't know if you could spin
Spin,
on your
bitch.
asshole though. I don't know how that works. I guess it's easier to spin with having a vagina. I don't know.
It just seems it's
I
the
never
wrong.
stuck with an asshole.
Right, so that's like the transverse plane.
We're
like,
getting
it's a
into
lot of
unchristian
rotation.
territory now. I don't know if we should.
Well,
No, we
should
have-
be on
we
this
have
line.
We're
American
getting
flag
into
behind it.
anatomic terminology, all right? She's talking about actions in the transverse plane. I'm mostly used to actions in the sagittal plane. I'm actually trying to learn here, all right?
Mm.
The
Of
only
all of
resident
you,
of
I'm
the
the only one asking
transverse on the
I
educational
panel
have
has
I have
been-
an education question. Phoenix, is it called like the corkscrew when you spin? Like what's the name of the
I don't know, but like I know like there's cowgirl and reverse cowgirl. Like it just depends on the guy because
Okay,
like
no,
some
are you
guys-
saying
I
are
just
you just
worry about
changing
reverse
positions?
cowgirl.
Are you
but
guys
I'm
changing
spinning.
positions?
Yeah, yes, that's spinning.
All right, no,
Sometimes-
okay, no, spinning would be
Fair.
like that. That's the action.
No,
like, you're
I don't
spinning over
spin
and over and
like
over and
a
over.
merry-go-round.
You're not going up
Why
and down anymore.
not?
Now you're going in circles. It
No,
seems like
no, like I adjust because like depend on the guy. Like some guys they want to like grab my ass better or see my ass going up and down, so then I have to turn. And
All
then
right, I'm
some guys
sorry.
they want to grab on the tits, so I have to turn back. And then
Dick-
some guys want to see
alright.
both sides, so you have
I'm-
to be sideways.
all right,
dicks
Guys,
can
it's
break.
time to move on.
Wait,
It's
hold
time
on.
to move
Wait,
on.
I have a vibe check question for everyone, real quick. What house are you? I'm Slytherin.
Me too.
I'm Hufflepuff.
I was told that I'm Hufflepuff.
Wait, I've had sex. I don't have a house.
Ooh,
Okay.
tea. Ooh, tea.
Phoenix, I have one other question. Stardust, don't kill me yet. So like just the sideways stuff, doesn't it hurt him? Because like your leg would have to be like on him.
No,
know?
you put so. Fuck it.
You
This
guys
is
can work
18
you
plus,
can work
right?
This out behind the scenes.
Yeah, you
okay?
put one leg in between his legs, and then you do the other leg in front. So like this is him.
guys.
So you
guys
put one
can-
leg here, one leg there. So
you
it's
guys
like
I
can
do
work
not.
this-
How
I
you
do
big
not
is
work
have
this
that
out.
flexibility.
You guys. Okay, wait a minute. You guys can work this out outside of this stream. Okay, I don't
This is
want to. I don't
educational.
want to do this anymore. Okay, we're moving on to the first topic.
Can I
okay?
answer the house question? So
Yeah, go ahead.
I support trans people, so I don't have a house. So I don't.
No,
That's
I was
funny.
going to say I'm racist, not transphobic, so I don't read Harry Potter. This isn't fair.
And I'm a member of the houseless community, as I've been told by many people as they hand me little treats on the side of the road.
Oh, that's fair.
I don't know. I just been told that I'm Hufflepuff. I don't know if I am, but that's what I've been told.
I don't know, but I've been told.
Okay, all right,
Sorry.
all right, all right. Everybody, shut the fuck up. It's time for the first topic. Okay, first topic. Okay, as you know, there is a whole lot of controversy around Britney Spears being in a conservatorship for however many years of her life, right? Recently, after the whole Free Britney campaign, she's had her conservatorship lifted. But Since then, we've seen a string of really strange behaviors from her. And I wonder, my question to the panel is, do you think that she should be under a conservatorship of some type? Now, I'm going to show you, before you answer any questions, I'm going to show you a couple of things, okay? I'm going to show you a couple of clips here, all right?
It's TMZ, so I don't find them credible. Fuck them.
No, TMZ is credible. TMZ is credible. They're just unethical, all right? Let's
Lol.
watch this.
They're credible, but they're unethical.
I will tell you, TMZ is the most accurate news source on the web. They are just incredibly unethical with what they do. Okay.
I fucking hate them.
Okay, great news this
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
so
this
last
one.
week, guys, I made a dress.
Oh god,
It's
I'm
really
not
proud,
looking.
diamond panel, slip in the back. A girlfriend helped me sew it. They sent me a dress I didn't have to make myself.
What is
I
her
can't believe it.
accent?
I'm just
That's supposed to be
saying, I'm
Australian.
so proud.
Like, how many times has her accent changed now?
I think she's trolling, to be honest with you.
I don't see the problem.
Hey,
This is
everybody
just
shut
like
up!
everyone
Shut up!
Play,
else.
play video, play video.
Hit play. We want to
Yeah.
finish this.
Yeah, everybody shut up. We're going to start it from the beginning. Do not speak until I've told you it's okay to speak, all right?
Como sai? Comments.
Okay, great news this Okay, so last week, guys, I made a dress. It's really proud, diamond panel, slip in the back. A girlfriend helped me sew it. They sent me a dress I didn't have to make myself. I can't believe it. I'm just saying. Okay, now I'm so proud. I didn't even have to make it myself. Thank you, company, for sending me this dress. Thank you. So, guys, I just want you to know if I shut down my Instagram, do not call the cops. Don't ever be a roller coaster. I got this dress as well. Never be a roller coaster.
Nice.
Okay, so there's that one. Then there's this video here. Interventionist Ken Seeley urging folks in the Britney Spears inner circle to get on the same page and get her some help. So let's see here. Oh, this isn't what it is. Never mind.
That's
What
something,
is that?
that's something different.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Whoa,
Interventionist Ken Seeley is urging all the folks in Britney Spears' inner circle to get on the same page and get her some help, saying if she continues to spiral, it could cost her her life. The intervention star joined TMZ Live Wednesday, and like many folks, he shared some major concern for Britney after someone in her world called off the planned intervention for her. And yeah, there's the erratic behavior. She was in a conservatorship for 13 years. There's also Britney Spears, family. They canceled an intervention, but they are worried about her. And also, Britney Spears has been warned by animal control after her dog gets out and bites an elderly man. Then she took to Instagram to say that this man is lying about it. I don't know if that's like the best way to respond to it, but yeah. So, who wants to go first in this topic? Who wants to make the case first? Raise your hand. Let's go. I'm gonna go with Portland first.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, Stardust. I don't see the problem. None of that behavior was any different from any of the behavior the women on this panel have exhibited so far. It's no different from the behavior that I see women exhibit every day. And frankly, all women should be on conservatorship until they're at least 35 and can prove that they have married a man that is ready to assume control of their finances. So, what else is there to say?
Okay, Zonia.
You really saved it at the end.
Yeah. So honestly, I mean, Portland makes a lot of really good points. I can't argue too much with those. But my big question here is, like, what is she doing harm to herself, or is she doing harm to other people? It seems to me like she's just having a lot of fun. I haven't heard about her doing harm to other people. She's not like a threat to society or anything like that. Seems like she's really enjoying herself. And guess what? The viewers of TMZ and of her Instagram and TikToks are really enjoying the spectacle as well. So it's like, is there anything wrong with that? I would say no. Let her have her fun, just so long as she's not hurting anybody else.
Okay.
I thought I was in my next or no, not yet.
Diva, go ahead.
First thing first. about Britney Spears. The whole situation with her conservatorship was completely fucked up. She was like locked into places, like she couldn't leave. She was forced to be on different type of medications. She was forced on birth control, and some people may or may not know that birth control can have can have mental effects on you. And then the fact that she has, I can only assume a lot of trauma, because when she spoke to the judge, that leaked audio, when she spoke to the judge asking for her to no longer have conservatorship, it sounded like someone with sound mind. And she wrote it herself. It sounded someone that knew what she was talking about, and she she was someone that was together, not this mentally ill person that we keep on hearing about. So, with that being said, we don't know how long she's been on these drugs for, what kind of drugs she was forced upon, or anything. So, for people to say, well, she should be on conservatorship because she's doing an Australian accent and she's clearly insane. Let's just say she does have a problem now. How do we not know that this problem happened before or after the conservatorship, or it happened due to the conservatorship? Of her being locked up, of her being forced to talk to a therapist, for her being gaslit and manipulated for over a decade, and having no one you could trust. As soon as she found someone that she could trust, that person went away, which can be absolutely fucking traumatizing. Now, regarding this Australian video, I've been, like, I'm from the generation where the internet kind of like people started posting videos on MySpace and YouTube and things like that. And what she's doing is no different than what people do on YouTube, making silly videos that make no fucking sense. I don't think that her Instagram, she is forced to be professional or sane. She's allowed to be silly. I've considered that a silly moment. Also, regarding TMZ and other news outlets, for example, like Perez Hilton, he keeps on putting out there like, oh, Brittany needs help. Brittany needs help. Brittany's not doing well, but I can't tell you what's happening. That is so that's so fucked up. So you're going to say that somebody needs help, but won't say what necessarily is wrong. It's like, oh, well, I can't say anything. Well, if you can't say anything, then shut the fuck up. What's the point of you saying that someone is in danger, but I can't tell you?
Yeah.
That kind of
Okay.
sounds like it sounds like you don't give a fuck. And then one more thing, regarding her family, and that regarding the interventionist saying that she needs intervention. Who the fuck are you? You never spoke to that girl. You don't know that girl. You're watching from a bird's eye view. You don't have you. It is so irresponsible for you to say that someone needs an intervention and you know nothing about them. And then the swatting is fucked up too. That's it.
Go ahead, Jingles.
Sorry, sorry to change the vibe from what Daphne just said, but I just wanted to address what Portland is Burning said. I found his comments incredibly misogynistic and sexist, based on the fact that I am a male and I'm not yet 35, and yet I'm allowed to do whatever I want. And what I've chosen to do with my life is to come on this panel and insist that our first topic be changed to dicks and the goodness thereof and the applicability of spinning on said dicks. Does anybody think that I should be able to
Conservatorship.
yeah, does anybody think that I should be,
Yes.
like, allowed to go forth and just continue my life in the way that I've been continuing it now?
No.
Who
No.
would
Give
yeah,
us your
exactly.
money.
Alright,
2023.
but because I'm a man, I get to do these things, alright? I'm obviously not capable of being on my own. I need someone to be, like, over top of me in more ways than one, telling me what to do, maybe saying some derogatory comments, maybe calling me a bad boy or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's something that I need, but because I'm a man, people think that he knows what he's doing. He gets to go on panels and talk about dicks for an hour and a half. That's a normal thing to do. No one needs to look out for him. And yet here I am, and Brittany is over there. People saying that, oh, she needs someone to look after her. That's misogynistic, is what that is.
Here,
All
Nice.
here.
right, tuna chip. Go ahead.
Okay, what did we see in the video? What did we see in the video? We saw someone make a really fucking shitty TikTok. Someone
Well,
that was
wait a
not
minute.
a good.
Before you continue, I should have included a couple more videos in here. Okay, so let
And
me
I
let me
didn't
just.
mean to make it so serious. It's just that,
Well,
like, there's more
I'm
to
gonna
it.
finish my point, and then you make me look like an idiot by making it look more serious afterwards. That's
Sorry.
the fucking move.
Okay, all right, fine. If you want that
Okay.
to happen, go ahead.
We're looking at this video. It's just somebody who has a terrible skit comedy career. It's not going to go anywhere. If every 21-year-old man's fucking unpublished videos got released, you'd be seeing Australian accents, you'd be seeing black accents, you'd be seeing people would be dressing up like Daphne and doing their hair up like Katie and chugging a 2-liter in their goddamn bed, and you'd be locking these people behind a cage. Smeth has
Shade.
already been put into the cage. Do we want that for every
Shade.
man? Does every man need to be put in a cage?
Yes. Wait.
Not a cock cage, sir.
Self-report much?
Okay. Well, well, you know what? How about this? We'll let people finish their openings, then I want to share a couple more videos, okay? So, go ahead, Lactoid.
So I've been looking into this. I've done tons of research, searching back weeks, all condensed into about 15 minutes. And I've noticed a couple things. As usual, this is more complicated than any one person on the side of the aisle tends to think. The Free Britney people tend to leave out some details, and the people who think that think kind of the opposite of Free Britney also tend to leave out some details. What I can
Love
gather
Britney.
so far is it seems to be that you have somebody here who's been constantly in and out of mental institutions. In fact, the conservatorship was first granted because she had to go in twice because she was refusing to comply with court orders, and the second time she went in because her psychiatrist requested that she come in. This has been far from just 2 times. This is over and over and over again during the entire period of time we're talking about, and it's not surprising then that we're seeing this behavior kind of repeat. From what I can also see is it looks like the conservatorship was a little bit abusive, and her dad was getting tremendous amounts of money from this and was profiting off of this in what seems to be unethical ways. And we can say that's bad, but it's not like she's totally stable, and it's not like these are just like little jokes. I think it's clear that she's having distress. I don't think her dad should be a conservator if that's what she needs. But I think perhaps if it gets to the point where she has to go into the mental institutions again over and over again, somebody might need to help her. And hopefully we put somebody to help her who actually does have her best interest in mind.
I get
have
to
some
go now, right?
thoughts, Lactoid.
Wow,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
No,
that
you
was the
can't.
most leftist take on this panel so
Okay.
far.
Lactoid is like,
Oh, soy.
ugh.
This is
Uh-huh.
fun.
Everybody shut up! It's not your turn to speak yet. It's Katie's turn to speak.
Yay! Lactoid, I'm so happy you made your point, because I was going to make a point and it directly addresses your point. So let's use the Steelman argument. Let's not take stupid TikTok videos. Let's say this. We know a lot of unstable people. I'm sure that if we looked into the history of a lot of Twitch streamers, we would find that some of them had suicidal attempts, some of them have been victims of many things, some of them have been into mental institutions. We do not put these people in conservatorships. Conservatorships are specific things. I know I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm an ASL. Fuck you guys. But the point is, there are professionals, psychiatrists, and judges that decide when you are at a point where you need a conservatorship. We do not look at people on the street and say, oh, you're a heroin addict? Conservatorship. Now, Lactoid, if you're willing to say, and I know it's a straw man, but just engage with my general idea. If we're now willing to say, if I see behavior that society finds kind of destructive and bad, we should put these people, we should take their agency and their ability to make their own decisions and put them under other people's decision making. Maybe I can engage with that idea, but I think taking Britney or a famous person being like, this person seems like they need help. Yeah, lots of people need help. No shit, it's the internet. We don't put them under conservatorships. Secondly, and that would be my last point. What was my last point? Yeah, never mind. I'm done.
Okay.
All I
want to
got
chime
from
in
that
here.
is that we need to
Missed
turn
my-
Britney
All right.
Spears into a heroin addict.
All right,
Goddamn.
everybody, before
Who
we
says
continue-
she's not already is?
continue-
Have you seen the video?
Before we continue with the
left, but that didn't happen. So it is what it is, man.
Was she just getting frustrated because everywhere she goes, someone has a camera, and
Frustrating. It's absolutely
so it's kind of like
Yeah.
she felt disrespected.
Yeah. So, you know, when you sit down to have a meal and people get their cameras out and start filming you and stuff, it's disrespectful. But you know what it is? It's just the fence comes with the territory, and that's it.
Okay,
Okay,
that's all I
so-
wanted to share.
So
Good
I
for
don't
you,
get
guys.
what's wrong with. I don't get what's wrong with any of that. It just seems like she's enjoying herself, being free spirited, enjoying her freedom. Even the restaurant thing, I didn't understand what was going on there. Like what was out
It
of
was
This woman
the
they
ordinary
has
were
with the
an
restaurant?
filming her
male
and wouldn't let her
guardian.
eat her food.
Oh, I see. Doesn't that shit just happen all the time with those stars?
But
I
she's
thought
not
that's
used to it though because she's been locked up she hasn't been able to
Yep.
come out, and so now she's able to
Ah.
come out freely. And because when she was able to come out freely, we didn't have cameras on our phones like we did
Wait,
back
what
then.
the fuck? She hasn't been
Oh,
locked in
yeah,
her
good
house for the
point.
last 9
Wait,
years.
but
No,
but
she has
that's
not
not
been
the
able to go to
point.
restaurants. No.
But she, I
She's
That's
mean,
been
not
no,
the
off
point, though.
conservatorship for like 2
She-
years.
yeah, she
No,
has
she
a
was not. She was on
strange.
conservatorship for over 10 years.
She was
Yeah,
wait,
but
wait.
she's been able to, like,
yeah.
presumably, I don't think that she was literally locked in her
She
house.
was
while she
locked up unless she was doing shows. Yes, she was. She wasn't able to go out. Like that was part of her thing with the judge.
Quick
She
interjections.
didn't
Okay.
have control of her financial
Or
resources,
she
so she
couldn't
probably
leave
wasn't
either.
like
No.
she wasn't. She was
So,
captive
you
in
know-
her home for
Yes.
2
You guys
years.
know.
Yes.
You guys know that
Yes.
Brittany. You guys know that Brittany also has now a strained relationship with her 2 children because of her Instagram posts where she is basically naked in a lot of them.
And her bitch ass baby daddy too. Add that to the bitch ass man.
Okay.
Can I
All right,
just
fair enough.
like
Yeah,
that's not the point though, Zonia. Like are we putting people who are weird or inappropriate or are even like screaming at restaurants like other conservatorships now? That is, we don't treat anyone
Yeah,
like
she
this.
seems she
And
seems
they
like she's just having
demonized-
fun. Is all.
I would like to add, and they
No.
demonized her husband for going to
Like
get
she's
the
enjoying
car.
herself.
They demonized the husband. That's what TMZ did. TMZ demonized her husband for leaving the table to go get the car. Saying like,
Yeah.
wait, this isn't working
Obviously
out.
seems off. She
Yeah, this
obviously
isn't
seems
working
I have a
out. Let's
serious
go
comment,
here.
like actually.
Okay, go on.
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
All right, so like the process of medicalization is inherently subjective. Like at what point do you deem someone's behaviors as outside the norm? The problem is that we discuss norm. Like norms are very different for us than they are for Britney Spears. Like if someone was like continuously filming me despite me asking them not to at a restaurant, I think I can punch them in the face. I get to do that. That's a normal thing that would be well considered in like, oh, I'm like a regular person and like 18 people are filming me out of nowhere. I get to punch at least a few of them in the face, and that's normal.
You don't get
That's
to.
a normal. That's a normal reaction. Because why the fuck are you like disturbing me when I'm trying to just like eat a meal? And so it's strange and interesting, like how we have to like apply that to Britney Spears. Like that. Who's that fucking one guy? The Ken Seeley guy. Oh, like fuck this dude. Like
Don't apply it to Britney Spears though.
You
They
know,
still
you
haven't
gotta-
engaged with the point.
what is outside the norm for Britney Spears? Someone who is like, since she was
No,
like
no,
a
no.
minor, being subjected to like all of
That's
this
not
like
the
public
issue.
scrutiny.
The
What is
issue
considered
is-
outside the norm for
The
her?
issue is that we don't, even when people are outside the norm, that doesn't mean we get to have authoritative, like crowd opinionated decisions about their
I'm on your
agency.
side. I'm on your
Yeah,
side.
it sounds like
Well,
we're
I
all
would
on the
like
same
to
side
add,
on
I
this.
would like to add
I-
something to the hypocrisy of TMZ. So I find it very interesting that Millie Bobby Brown could go on Instagram and say like, "Oh, when I go out, can you not film me? Can you not film me when I'm at the grocery store?" I find it very interesting that she could say that, and we can put sympathy for her. But for Britney Spears, who's been locked the fuck up, basically, unless it was work related, goes out. She wants to go and have dinner. One of the things she said to the judge was, "What's frustrating to me is that I can't go into my boyfriend's car and drive. I can't do that without permission. I am
Think
not
about-
allowed to."
Think of
So
So
what
I
kind
think
of
we're
scene-
asking.
So
I
can I?
think we're
Let me just finish
asking
my.
the
Let me just
wrong question.
But let me just finish my point. My point is that we're repeating the cycle with the paparazzis of what she dealt with when this shit first happened. She goes out, she tries to have dinner, her space gets violated, and she's like, "You know what? I've had enough. I don't want to be looked at. I just want to have my meal with my husband like a normal person. Just let me eat." That she couldn't do that. So she leaves the scene. The husband's like, "Hey, I'll go get the car. Stay here." He's demonized. There's an article saying that her husband stormed out. Her husband did not storm out. Her husband went to go get the fucking car.
I'm trying
So
to
it's
like
just,
So
it's disgusting.
I'm trying to like ride the middle here because like I'm she is a public figure. The norms for her are different. Like
I
for us
agree, but
as
like she
yeah,
has
no,
to
no,
get adjusted to
I
that.
don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
For like us being normal people, like we can think of the amount of shit you would have to like cause at a Chili's to have the concept of conservatorship like brought to you. Like think of what you would have to do to be
to
like
tear
that
the
be
place
weird.
apart.
Like not even that. Like you set the place on fire. You just I don't know
Yeah.
if you'd be
You
considered.
just go to
Like
jail.
I think we're
Yeah,
asking the wrong question here, though. I think what the question we should be asking ourselves is, should we put the paparazzi under conservatorship?
I think like you know how we were talking about like maritime law and dumpsters a little bit earlier, like you can do whatever you want. I
Hmm.
think that should apply to that is the only non-protected class in the United States is paparazzos.
I
Well,
kind
no,
of
that's
agree
not
with.
true because they have won lawsuits with I think they sued Alec Baldwin several times for destroying their cameras. They sued Kanye West for destroying their cameras and hitting
We
them. So
shouldn't.
like,
No, that's
which,
he's not saying that that's how it is. He's saying that's how it ought be.
yeah,
Yo,
it ought to be, but like
hold
it's
on. One of my viewers just said something really profound. One of
I
my viewers
really
said,
thought
"I
that.
think I think if Britney
That's
Spears
not gonna be
requires
true.
I think if Britney Spears requires conservatorship, most of the panel needs conservatorship." That's a really
Fuck
good point.
yes.
yeah.
Listen,
I was
yeah,
Okay,
sort of
okay.
joking
I
earlier,
would.
Twitch
but
I,
the
I
point
streamers,
tend
is
Twitch
to.
streamers as a whole.
I
I
tend
mean,
to
yeah,
agree.
50
Wait a
all the
minute.
women
Wait a
in
minute.
Jangles,
Wait a minute. Wait a
obviously.
minute.
Yes,
Wait a
most of
minute.
the
Okay.
panel.
I agree. I tend to agree with Lactoid on this because Britney Spears did not enter conservatorship because of a lack of
Of weird
history,
videos,
right?
yeah.
She has a long history of needing to be hospitalized, right? Hospitalized. She's been in tons of mental institutions, right? And
Constantly.
I'm not saying that her conservatorship that existed was not abusive. It can be two things can be true, right? It can be true that her conservatorship was abusive, and it can be true that maybe she needs an intervention, right? So I tend to agree with Lactoid on that.
I would
They
I
were
like to
want to go
doing
push
to
that
Tuna
to
back.
Chip.
I would like
they
to
were
push back
doing
about the mental institutions.
I want to go to Tuna Chip first because he was waiting first,
Okay.
so I'm gonna go to him.
Cool. Katie, put your fucking hand down. Jesus
No,
Christ, Katie,
high
if you
five
got an
me.
Adderall subscription, you would look so much like those fucking videos. Don't
Tuna,
even
I would
fucking
put
talk
you
to
in a
me.
conscription in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
conscription
Find
ship.
out how to pronounce it. Find how to pronounce it. Fucking.
Fuck
Okay.
you!
Thank you. Thank you. Moving on. No, the thing. Okay. Number one,
Conscription ship.
Britney doesn't exist as Britney outside of the context of being essentially this pet that we all have to take care of. Whether or not someone in her life or somebody who has given the money, they are in this position. So it is not about like whether or not she has a right to eat a dinner like a normal person. You're not a normal person, and you've benefited from not being a normal person. Number two, that's not really the problem when we're at this dinner thing. The number one thing, if we didn't show it because we can't show it, but Britney, for a long time, was a woman walking around who couldn't, if she was walking around, not flash her pussy because she didn't realize that the pussy was there. She would shave her head off and do the baby shit. We know that this woman is a damage to her own financial stability.
Why is shaving your head considered like an extreme
No,
act?
she
It's
she
hair.
do you think that it's just shave it? She shaved her head in private and then she went out and had a nice little bald moment?
I needed to
Like it was a
ask you, like,
spectacle.
what do you a spectacle? Like, why? Why
No,
is
no,
that a
this is
spectacle?
it's a spectacle because
Like,
people look
like,
at it.
so
It's
it
on
seems like
TM
our
fucking
problem,
Z.
not
It's outside
hers.
the
It's on
norm.
TM fucking
Jane
Z.
Jangles,
How it's
what could
unspectacle.
she do if she was on a bus like screaming that she was Jesus? Like you would just be like, well, she's just being silly. She's
Well,
just
that's
proclaiming that she's
Have you
Jesus.
never met
yeah, man,
people
that's
on the
way
bus
different than
screaming they're
shaving your
Jesus?
head.
Yes,
It's
you've
different
ever
than
ridden
shaving
public.
your
Look,
head, dude.
if you have ever been
Why?
on public transit,
I know some of you
be
people live in the big
mentally.
city, so you're not used to the concept that schizophrenia is different from the normal experience of human beings.
No,
But when the
I've
person
Are
shaved
you
is
my head.
diagnosing her with schizophrenia?
no, I'm trying to say there's a big fucking difference. You can't just say, oh, because she's not doing something where she's directly harming herself, that she's not
Tuna,
causing.
do
It doesn't need
you?
a physical. Oh, I want to fucking hear you be silent for just a moment here. She is
Hmm.
a damage to her ability to keep food on the table. She needs care.
So
How
are
much
a lot
money
of
do you
In the
have to keep
public
food on the
Americans.
eye,
table?
she is going to cause financial harm that will put her into a gutter. She will be homeless.
Holy,
if you
dude, she
Okay.
can lose
Bullshit.
millions of dollars and put food on the table. She
Bullshit.
makes so much more money than any of us will ever make.
Like,
She can
you
lose
don't think that can be
millions and
burned?
millions
Let
of
me know when
dollars
it's
and
my
still
You
put
don't think
turn,
that
food on the
Stardust.
your
table.
grandma is going to be scammed out of her fucking vacation home one of these days? It's going to happen to Britney fucking Spears because she's certainly less stable than your grandmother. I know her. She's beautiful and she has a strong mind.
Thank you.
Can I go?
Yes.
Yeah,
go ahead,
Katie,
Katie.
Katie, say your fucking shit.
Can I,
I
is it
love
Katie's
that.
turn or is my turn?
Can I go? You can go first, but if you have to
Yeah,
let me.
but I was
speak
just gonna
after.
make something really quick. So the one thing that we have to consider the fact of is that all these her going to the mental hospital was in California. California laws with mental hospital, like you don't have to do shit. They'll just throw your ass in there. Like it is very, very different in California. Like it's not like she was thrown in Texas or any other state. This shit happened in fucking goddamn California. Also, she basically has had to deal with a team and a force majority of her life. She was a Disney kid and then she did Jive Records. Like she's had this team dictate her whole fucking life. So
Price of
in my
fame,
personal
baby.
opinion,
I don't feel bad for her.
I'm not asking you to. Not no.
Let me in, coach.
No.
Let me in.
Not one time. No one got to feel bad for her. Y'all can feel whatever way you want. She's a rich bitch with problems, and y'all can feel that all day, every day, no problem.
Well, right.
You
And
can
now
feel
that she
way.
has a qualified male guardian again in her life, it's fine that she's off conservatorship and is making decisions that have his approval behind them instead of her father's. I'm
Alright,
fine
Or
with that.
what?
We're still
Memes,
in line with
memes aside.
traditional Christian values.
My
Meme-
point
memes
is
aside.
that my point is that at this point in time, all I'm seeing right now is a repeated cycle of what happened over 10 years ago. That's literally all I'm seeing when it comes
Remember,
to the media.
yeah, remember that Britney
Now,
Spears was like
Jacob,
bringing
it's
in
my turn.
millions.
Shut the fuck up. Shut.
You're
Shut
right.
up.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so Tuna, first of all, I'm stupid. Can you teach me how to say the word I can't say?
God, I'm
No,
gone
seriously.
for 30 seconds and Tuna becomes the alpha panelist. What happened to you
Someone
guys?
teach me. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna say it wrong then. I'm gonna call it conscription now because it's
Yeah,
easier. Okay.
keep whatever.
Conservatorship.
Conservatorship. I can't pronounce this. Okay, so Tuna,
You're great.
I don't know if you know this, but you're not a psychiatrist, I think. Now, I don't know what Britney Spears' diagnoses are. None of us do. That's the thing. There are mental health professionals that's their job. Now, let me tell you something really, really cool. There are a lot of schizophrenic people who are not under a conservatorship. You know why? There are a lot of people.
Antipsychotics.
Shut up.
Because they're poor.
There are people who have been in and out of mental institutions and are not under a conservatorship. And maybe you guys would like to say that we should change that, but I would say that you just kind of don't understand mental illness and are really weird and authoritarian in the way you want to manage other people's lives. And we can have that conversation. But fact of the matter is, even schizophreniacs don't just get their agencies and their rights removed that easily. There are legal implications to a conservatorship, right?
Can I?
Blackwood actually just brought up a cogent point.
Okay, so
Those
there's
people are poor.
Yeah.
Let me
Wait, I wanna
clarify
respond to- I
something
wanna
real
respond
quick.
to-
Quick, I promise I'll be
Let
so
me clarify
okay,
this because
okay.
it's important before we go
Jingles
forward.
Jingles first,
been
then
waiting.
Zonia, Jingles, then Zonia, then Lactoid. Sorry.
It'll be really fast. Lactoid brought up a point. I don't know. He brought a point like those people like the schizophrenics who aren't put under conservatorship are poor, and so no one cares. But the fact that Britney Spears is like has the potential for millions and millions and millions of dollars, now all of a sudden her actions are painted in a different light. It's not about putting food on the table. She can lose millions of dollars. She can lose 99% of her income, and like there's still food on the table.
Oh,
The
Jingles,
fact
I
is,
forgot to make that point.
no, the fact that a lot of people are like, hey, she could make millions of dollars, and I want some of that pie. Like her father, a lot of people around her, they stood to make money out of like making sure that she is like cooperating and in good enough mental health to do the incredibly horrible job of being a pop star. And so, like, yeah, she's subject to a whole bunch of different standards that are really, really unfair. The whole point that she's under a conservatorship is bullshit because no, if she wasn't worth millions of dollars, her behaviors wouldn't be worthy of that. But because she was threatening the livelihoods of a bunch of other people around her because she was this pop star, well, now all of a sudden, she needs to be
Milk the
controlled.
cow. Milk the
I
cow.
agree with
I agree with
Bengals
what
and
you're
Okay,
saying.
Lactoid.
There was
okay,
too
so
much
what I
money.
remember,
All right.
so what I
Hey,
remember,
it's Sonia's turn. Sonia, go ahead.
so what I remember of the original, like how it was that the case got ruled. The key argument that they had was that the family wanted, or the father, so family wanted to protect her fortune. Right now, that turned out to be false because he ended up spending a whole bunch of her fortune on his own luxuries. But that was the argument. So the whole thing of the conservatorship is okay, she is not with her faculties, or she's not in control, and she's going to risk all of this fortune, and so we want to protect it as family members. So that was the argument that they used. That was how they got the judge to rule that, to rule for
Only
the
in America.
conservatorship.
Well,
But that doesn't change the fact that the father then flipped the whole thing and went and traveled and did these fancy luxurious trips and everything, bought himself fancy cars and shit with her money.
Well,
So
correct me if I'm wrong. I was just doing a little bit of like cursory reading because I'm very invested in the topic and the convo. Wasn't she placed under temporary conservatorship after psychiatric holds, like two
Yes.
involuntary psychiatric holds in pretty short succession?
yeah,
Where
they tried to get the
Yes.
Well,
conservatorship a couple different times and it didn't take, and then it was after the second, fourth, being
Right.
second being committed against her will, that then it
Keep-
finally won.
And that
in
and that
mind what-
involved
keep it-
disobeying a direct order from a judge. Okay.
Yeah, keep in mind what is considered a psychiatric episode for a pop star. Like what
I'm
different
just
behavior.
Yeah,
so
refusing to
distracted that I'm
comply,
a meme
refusing to
now.
comply with a court order
Trying to
was one
make
of
me
them.
into a meme. I'm
So-
like so
Well,
distracted.
I want
by
to
it.
Tuna's
respond.
big
All
call
right,
to his
everybody
body.
shut up.
So.
It's Lactoid's turn to speak.
Thank you.
Lactoid.
Thank you. I want to respond to a couple of things. I 100% agree that this is a legal process, and should have a legal process that has input from psychological experts, right? Psychiatrists, all that good stuff. I'm not saying I should make the decision whether or not to put Britney Spears back into conservatorship. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, based on my research as, I guess, a panelist on the show, my perception here is that when you have a judge constantly agreeing to this, when you have psychiatrists constantly agreeing to this, and you have constant trips to the mental institutions over and over again, and you have disobeyal of court orders, the whole idea begins to make sense of why she was in this conservatorship. And it also makes sense that she would begin to act a little bit erratic once we start seeing her like open in the public eye again. I mean, that would also seem to make sense. Again, I'm not the one to make the decision, but when I'm
May I
sitting on the bus
comment?
and you have somebody like sitting next to me, like, rocking back and forth, declaring that they are Jesus, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I'm gonna make some assumptions, and I'm gonna be pretty accurate, I
So,
feel, with at least
Lactoid.
what I
Wait,
think
wait,
about
let
them.
him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead, Lactoid. Go ahead.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that from what I can see, she seems off. She seems a little bit like wacky. I'm not saying I'm not gonna put her anywhere, but I'm saying, like, if she did get put somewhere in the near future, it wouldn't surprise me.
Lactoid. Hi.
Why do you guys love
You're
her
an
so much?
American, right?
Don't do that.
he's Canadian.
I am American, sir.
He's
You fucking piece
Canadian.
of shit.
Canadian.
You're
He's
obviously
Stop
Canadian.
letting
Canadian.
him steal valor. Lactoid is
shut up.
Canadian.
Portland, shut the fuck up.
He's
I would
Lactoid.
never do
I am
that.
an American lawyer.
Lactoid.
Ooh.
Do you
Which is
believe
basically
in
being Canadian.
Lactoid?
Unless
Do you
girls
believe
orgasm
in
in private.
American?
Guys, let Katie speak, please.
Lactoid. Do you believe in American principles such as freedom?
Oh yeah.
That's great. Let's talk about freedom, okay? The great thing about being an American, you might not know this as a Canadian, but if you truly understood the American spirit, you would know that in America, you can behave You are free to make your own decisions, your own shitty decisions. And you can do that as an American, because that's what America is all about.
Not if
okay?
you're crazy.
Now, if you cared about Americans' values, you would challenge your perception of people are weird on the bus. So I think there's something wrong with them. And I would agree with you. Maybe there is, but you know what the great thing is? You can have something wrong with you in America and not be thrown under a conservatorship.
Wait. Preach!
That's how that
Just
works.
a second. Just a second, Katie. Lactoid is not.
Don't interrupt the woman!
Portland, it's time to talk about you, okay?
Male
This
privilege.
shitty fucking take of yours about economy is, am I allowed to say retarded?
Yeah.
You just said it, so fuck
Okay.
it.
I know, it was a joke. Okay, never. It's retarded, okay? And I'll tell you why. Again, if you want to make the argument that people being responsible with their monies is something to be worthy of removing civil rights, such as being under the direct control of another human being over your finances and decisions, then we can talk about that. But then a lot of full-time streamers are going to have
You're
to...
strawmanning me. You're
Shut up.
strawmanning me.
Okay,
Hold on.
Okay, then tell me what your stupid point was.
Yeah, no, I don't think women have rights beyond the rights that their male guardians bestow upon them. So obviously, we're not talking about taking away rights. We're talking about giving women new ones.
Okay, I'm
Lactoid
sorry,
is
Portland,
an American traditionalist. He
Portland,
can
let
back me
me-
up on this. He doesn't think women should
Portland,
speak
I'm
unless spoken
sorry.
to.
I'm sorry for strawmanning you. I forgot. You are doing a meme. I will address the actual point, okay? So, the actual point is the concept of demanding people being financially responsible as some kind of like a gauge to whether or not they should lose their rights to control their lives is absolutely stupid, unless you're also willing to argue that we should put people who gamble under that, full-time streamers that aren't big under that, and so on and so forth. So if you're wanting to shut up. So if you want to make that argument, please come and we'll have that discussion. If not, shut the fuck up about Britney Spears. You're stupid.
Let me give you an example. So I had a case one time where an old man with Alzheimer's lost like I think $20,000 to like a Nigerian prince scam. And I
He
think
has
like
Alzheimer's.
and his life savings was like I think $40,000 or $50,000 overall.
He had Alzheimer's.
And the judge was like, this person's obviously not capable of handling their money. We're going to put him under a conservatorship.
Absolutely. They have absolutely. That's appropriate.
Let Lactoid finish what he said.
Because the psychiatrist and a judge both agreed that it was appropriate, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he has
Now we'll
Alzheimer's.
leave this to
You don't
Britney
need to have
Spears.
access to your money. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So what if I told you that Britney Spears had a judge and a psychiatrist agree to the conservatorship? What would you say?
I disagree. The reason why I'm pushing back is because I don't know if it's 100% true or not, but what the streets are saying is that the streets, I'm calling it the streets. Absolutely. Because I ain't gonna try to get in trouble for what the streets are saying. So what the streets are saying is that the psychiatrist was hired by her dad. And who benefited from the conservatorship? Her father. Who is in charge of her conservatorship? Her father. So if it was opinions by psychiatrists that were not connected to him, then I can entertain that discussion of, well, a psychiatrist said it. But let's just, devil's advocate here. Bald-headed bitch daddy said, hey, I'll give you $1 million for you to say that my daughter is insane.
Hey, Lactoid, I have a question.
Have a good one.
Lactoid, I have a question.
Yeah,
go
we
ahead.
need evidence of. I feel like that's a pretty big claim to.
I said what they're saying in the streets.
I don't need this. Phoenix, good job. You're amazing. I love you. Please teach me about sexual positions later.
The streets.
So Lactoid.
They'll teach you.
Lactoid.
Absolute degeneracy on the panel here.
So
My
you
goodness.
know, so you know how a judge and a psychiatrist decided that Britney should be under a conservatorship, therefore kind of not having to engage with my actual points and just hearkening to that. Let me return in kind. They said she doesn't need to anymore. Then you can shut up about Britney Spears now.
Well, so they say that she doesn't need to anymore because I'm pretty sure Jamie
so now we care about what they're saying.
Let him finish.
So
let him respond.
Jamie, the conservator, like voluntarily gave up his role and like wrote to the court saying it was like in her best interest.
Man.
And so yeah, like I'm saying, I'm not gonna be the one to decide whether or not she goes into this. I'm just saying that like it's not surprising that it happened. She is acting erratic. You guys saying those videos are normal is crazy. And if in the future, like, she goes back under some kind of conservatorship, I wouldn't be surprised, and I desperately hope it's under somebody who actually has her best interest in mind, because clearly her dad did not. I agree with that 100%.
Go
I
ahead,
have-
Jingles.
All right, so this goes back to my earlier point of like medicalization. I think that would everybody agree it's fair to say that Britney Spears is like mental problems, and of which she definitely has, is related to the experience of being famous and being like hounded by the media and paparazzi and stuff like that.
Like
It's fair
child star syndrome, basically.
yeah, more or less. Like she was
Okay, I can meet you there. Child star syndrome. I can meet you there.
Oh yeah. Like well,
Meeting.
it's kind of obvious. Like yeah, this like
No, I'm
kid.
just saying I agree with you. I
Yeah,
can meet you there. I can
yeah.
meet you there.
This kid was subjected to a whole lot of media
A lot of
attention, like
bullshit.
her life. And so, if her mental health, as she was placed under conservatorship to like protect her mental health and protect her like well being, then you would stop. Then her conservators caring about her mental health would like you stop performing, get out of the media eye. It's obviously bad for you. The media is like horrible to you, so we're going to take you out of the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do that, did they?
Potentially, right? It
No,
depends.
because
So
because
if,
it's
if
a
that's your source of
relationship.
income,
Justin is talking.
Yeah, you have a point.
Justin is talking. They didn't do that because the conservatorship wasn't about her mental health. It was about the potential for her mental health to impact her ability to make millions of dollars. That's why she was placed under conservatorship. That's why
Alex.
that's why she kept performing. They made her keep performing. That's why they made her keep going to these shows. They kept producing records. They kept doing that stuff because the conservatorship was about her ability to make millions of dollars. And that goes back to that earlier point of medicalization. Like, what do we consider normal? What do we consider harmful? What does a
Also,
psychiatrist view as what is detrimental to your life? And in that case, the psychiatrists, and this is neutral. I'm not saying this is good or bad, but the psychiatrist basically dictated, hey, Britney Spears is a pop musician, and so I'm going to look at it under that lens. She was put under conservatorship, not for her benefit, but for the benefit of the people making money around her. And
Absolutely.
so I don't
Also,
think
Yeah.
that
absolutely, because I believe that when they made her, like when they like granted that she was insane and that she needed to be conservatorship, that she went on performing for the VMAs or the MTV awards. So to me, if you're mentally that fucked up, how are you learning choreography? How are you able to be stable enough to get dressed up
Eh,
and go on the red carpet and able to answer
I mean,
why do
questions?
your
How are you?
conservators dictate that
well,
those are things
wait,
they're
wait,
so
why,
to
why,
be
why, why,
fair,
why are you,
to
why are you
be
accusing?
to
Hold
be
on. Why are
fair,
you
to
accusing
be
us of like playing
fair,
psychiatrist when like the
to
psychiatrist obviously cleared her to play, and now you're saying, well, clearly she
We
wasn't
don't
cleared to
know if she
play.
was clear to
so
play.
so hold
She
on
was because she
to
did.
be it's not a good argument because and I agree with you, but it's not a good argument because a lot of people who can be very very mentally unstable, especially with bipolar disorder, which is apparently what she was diagnosed with, can still function and with all sorts of other things that they would normally do, you know, the dancing, the choreography, getting dressed up, stuff like that. But then it's going to be other things that they're going to have difficulty functioning with, usually social things, dealing with like the typical kind of social world and the
yeah,
stressors of everyday life,
I
right?
mean,
if
we
we all agree
know
that like the choreography, the dancing, the
So
singing, that stuff was like directly leading to the things that were causing her
we have a
mental
ton
harm.
of
The
We
so
don't
historical
so
know
here's
that.
paparazzi, the
we know
media,
that
the
yeah.
so I got a
we
I
know
got a
that being able
question
to
for
get up
you.
on stage and
I got
perform is not a good litmus test for your
I got a
sobriety
I'm
or
just saying,
I got
if
a
I was
question for
so
you though.
mentally disturbed, I shouldn't be on stage right after the fact that someone told me
Well,
I was mentally
at
disturbed. I
least
should
if
be
those
well,
working on
I've
things
my
got a
are
mental
really
at
good
health.
least if
question for
the being on
this.
at least if the on stage part
Okay.
is like being like the being on stage is the reason for the mental like problems.
We
Like
don't
Like,
know
somebody's
shouldn't I
mental
be
that.
would be
working
on.
on
Sonia,
myself?
The
wait,
psychiatrist
Sonia.
obviously doesn't agree.
I
I
want to
think
give
I
it.
should be working on myself if I'm so fucked up. I should be working on
I
myself, not
I
singing
want
a
to give it to
song.
Zonia. I want to give it to Zonia. Go ahead, Zonia.
So I have like a question that's more about sort of like what are your takes on like the ethics of this? Because okay, so she's mentally ill, right? She's putting on a spectacle, seems to entertain a lot of people. She seems to be having fun apparently. She's way into her adulthood, not even a new adult, right? Way into her adulthood as an independent adult. Is if she's not doing harm to the people around her, is there any real reason why it is that this should somehow be reined in and she shouldn't be allowed to market herself and make money off of it and for others to indulge in her marketing of herself, even if
Well,
it
hold
is
on.
her
There are
being
two
mentally
cogent options.
unstable?
There are two
Hold
cogent
on,
answers
hold
to
on.
that.
We keep saying if she's not a danger to anybody else. That's not the standard that mental health professionals use. It's if you're a danger
But
to
if
yourself
she's
or
enjoying herself, but if she's
No,
enjoying herself
there are
If
from
she's
two
her
just
own
cogent
being
have an
answers.
silly.
established
I'm gonna
history
solve
of
everything for everybody.
of mental illness, and you're showing signs that you might be relapsing into those behaviors, they might not look the
Well,
same.
I'm
but
gonna
to
the
answer
you
reason
like
why
other
we
mental
act on
illness
those
at
is
all.
we
professionals.
act
That's all I'm saying.
but we act on those when those interfere with one's ability to operate in everyday life without either being a significant detriment to others or not being able to maintain to the point of surviving, right?
Zoni
So
Zoni is
that's
correct.
typically how we act on those things.
Zoni is correct, and there are two possible options going from this point forward. Either she is not capable of like understanding things, and she's not capable of going on stage and knowing the repercussions, in which case she shouldn't be performing. Because the crux of her mental health problems come from not performing, but the things surrounding performing, the media scrutiny, the all of the TMZ articles and stuff like that. And therefore she should not be performing if her mental health is the reason that
She
she's
should be
under
focusing on
conservatorship.
that.
And yet, she wasn't. And
No,
yet,
and
I have my second thing.
sorry.
And yet, she did perform because that's not the reason of the conservatorship. Her mental health was her mental health. If it was if that was the actual reason for the conservatorship, she wouldn't have performed because that's the reason that she's like in a bad spot.
How do you know
The
that?
reason is
How do you know that specifically?
you know what? I don't know for a fact, but I think I can make an educated guess that her mental problems stem from the media scrutiny that she experienced as a minor. I
And not
think
and
I
not
can
the
make a
bipolar?
reasonable.
Disorder.
I think I
She has
can make a.
bipolar. Wait,
No,
wait,
I think I can make a reasonable yeah, but she might have a
no, she
legit
has
mental
bipolar
disorder.
Bipolar disorder has nothing to do with the surrounding circumstances.
It
It's literally
absolutely
It
does. Wait a
it
second.
can't.
If you're bipolar, your surrounding circumstances are
You
like
shouldn't be
how
in
you
high
interact with the
stress
world. Yeah.
environment.
And
Look,
so
look,
that's why I know the
we shouldn't
conservatorship was not
question
about her
this.
mental health.
No, we shouldn't
The
question the
conservatorship
psychiatrist.
was about
Can I
her
say one
making
thing?
money.
caused by outside things. Bipolar is caused by internal things.
That's
But it can be triggered by
actually not
stress,
quite. Yeah,
though.
that's actually not right, Star. Like your mental like anything, everything from ADHD to autism to bipolar disorder, all of the things are put in context, and it's the outside environment, your social situations. Those are the things in which those symptoms manifest themselves, and that's what the process of medicalization is for. Is what is the appropriate level of interactions you have with the outside world? What is considered normal? What is considered pathological? That's what the process of medicalization is. It's flawed, but it's the best we have to determine mental illness. I'm not downplaying any mental illness when I say that. It's just that is the correct lens to view medicalization. And in this context, she probably is bipolar. And so this scenario, like a bipolar person who works is a cashier, is going to have vastly different experiences with the world than a bipolar person who performs on a stage in Las Vegas. And so like you have to treat them differently. If performing on a stage triggers these bipolar episodes, you stop the fucking person from performing on a stage. You
Wait,
keep them
that's not
away.
I've
You
been trying
keep
to
them
add
from these.
something.
You keep them from these scenarios, which absolutely
Okay,
destroy
wait,
their mental health.
I
Can I
just
add
Googled this
something?
shit. It's most hold on, I Googled
Can
this
I
shit.
can I
It's
add
mostly
something?
genetic. Why are you so like
No, it's
Can
my
I
turn.
can I
Do you know how
add
genes
something?
work?
I've been
Dude,
waiting.
I'm just.
Okay,
I am
alright,
just
I've been
correct
waiting.
there. I
I've
am
been
just
waiting.
correct.
Wait a minute. I didn't know that Katie had her hand up. I didn't know what she was doing with her hand. She was
Yeah,
doing
and I've
this
been waiting.
and
Yeah,
and
I've been waiting also.
let me give it to Diva, then Katie, then Lactoid. Sorry, Lactoid.
So like the only thing I'm going to say is that yes, let's just say that, let's just devil's argument. Let's just say that there is something wrong. There is something wrong going on and that she does need medical help. In my personal opinion, what we have seen has not been let's take care of her mental health. What I have seen is how can we keep this money flowing, how we can keep on generating money, because that's all I'm seeing. Because if someone really needed to take a step back, because we saw it with Amanda Bynes, we saw it with Demi Lovato, we saw it with the girl that was the Missy Elliott girl, we saw it with other child stars, that when they're having a mental episode, they take a step back, they take a break, fix their shit, and then they come back. Where with Britney Spears, she just immediately went back on stage. She immediately started selling perfume. She immediately started doing world tours, creating albums and things like that without really any true stops. Without any true stops to get her shit in order. So for me, if this was truly about mental health, the behavior that the conservatorship was doing does not reflect that. It doesn't reflect that. It reflects how can we make the most money. And then with the receipts that we do have, a lot of people benefited financially from her conservatorship. And when the conservatorship was over, all those checks stopped. It stopped with her dad, it stopped with her sister, and it stopped with her ex-husband. It wasn't child support. He was personally getting money from the conservatorship. It was not child support.
I think that's pretty inarguable what you just said. Like, yeah,
Like this
like
is a money thing.
All
So
right,
like
go
for
ahead.
me, because of that, and then I'll end it here. For me, because of that, it's very, I have to be a lot more skeptical when I hear, well, we need to make sure that Britney's okay. We need to make sure that her mental health is okay. Because at this point in time, we use that excuse and we try to trust the system. But at this point, all I saw was how can we push this girl to make as much money as possible? That is all we saw. And
Okay.
that's it.
Katie, go ahead.
Okay, Lactoid, long ago you made an argument, and I know you think it's a winning one, but it's not. So there's this thing about, like, so if someone has Alzheimer's, it's a degenerative condition. So they're most likely going to stay under conservatorship forever, right? Until they die. But with mental health conditions, how serious or unserious they might be, if you enter a conservatorship, that doesn't mean it's forever. If your mental health gets better and like you are now capable of making decisions over your life, then ideally you would have it removed. The issue is that, and I know you are probably, well, I don't think that you'd agree to this, but I know you're smart enough to know this in the legal system. Like, once you have a certain document saying this person has BPD, this person has bipolar, this person is schizophrenic, that's going to affect anyone who's reading the document, which is going to make it extremely difficult for people not to judge you based on those criteria. So once you enter a conservatorship, it's extremely hard to get out, not because you're necessarily doing a bad job or you don't deserve it, but simply because once we start putting these things on paper and then we say, well, she's been under conservatorship before, obviously that means that there are issues there, then basically it's very known. The reason why it's so carefully applied is because once you have that stain on you, it's going to affect other mental health professionals and how they assess you. Now, I'm not going to say that mental health professionals are incapable of separating their biases, but I will say that obviously, if you have schizophrenia, it is very unlikely a psychiatrist who reads that document is going to go, I think you've been misdiagnosed for forever. Let's re-diagnose you. Usually we take former diagnoses and we run with them. Okay, so that makes it a case for how it'd be extremely difficult for you to establish that you're in a better place mentally once you have those certain things applied on you.
I
Now,
want
this
Lacto to
whole,
respond, but I have a serious point to bring up after that.
that's
I
good.
am more convinced than ever that all
Portland,
women need
shut
to be
up.
on
I'm now
conservatorship.
responding to you. Okay, so this whole mental health discourse nonsense. Phoenix, I kind of, I'll just turn this whole panel on me. I don't think people who are bipolar shouldn't be allowed or
That's
should
not what I
avoid.
meant. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, I think
Like I,
society. It's okay. Then I didn't mean to
yeah,
interpret you
I'm
the
not
wrong
saying
way.
bipolar people can't work, but like if this was
I
really
get
what
what you're
my
saying.
point was is that if this was really about her mental health, in my opinion, I have seen from
For
this
sure.
whole conservatorship is her making like hundreds of millions of dollars.
I want to
Yeah,
It
expand on
seems
that,
like
but
a
again, I want to
business.
let
no,
Lacto respond.
I want to let's give Lactoid the chance to
I was just
respond.
responding to what she was saying. I'm not saying
I
bipolar people can't work. I'm
I just need
saying
to finish my point, Star.
you can. You
Okay.
can. I was just
All
responding
right,
to that.
all right, hurry up.
Okay, just very quickly, the other point is, people, out of a good place of wanting to help and our general ignorance in society about mental health, really like to say, oh, this person is mentally ill, and I can see that, and I can see their symptoms. Therefore, now I can make all kinds of statements about how they should run their lives. Funny story, there are probably many people you know, Lactoid, who are experiencing symptoms of a variety of quite severe mental health disorders, and you don't know their diagnosis, so you don't get to say bullshit about what they should and shouldn't do with their lives. And neither should we with people we do know their diagnoses. The end.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead, Lacroix.
So I got a couple points. I'm gonna try to make them all. I'm the only one not playing psychiatrist right now on this panel, right? I'm going off of what the
I have not been playing
I have not
well,
been
what I'm
playing
saying. Well, some of
psychiatrist.
you are. Some of you absolutely
I
are.
have not.
When
So
you,
don't
when,
say
no,
you're
when
the
you
only
say,
one.
when you say statements like, "Well, she's still performing, so obviously this wasn't about her mental health." You are playing her psychiatrist. You are making a
No, I'm
determination.
not. I'm
Yes, you
speaking about the
are.
people that were running the conservatorship.
No,
That
I
was
was playing
not
no,
psychiatrist.
no.
I'm
I was
speaking about her
playing
business.
psychiatrist.
Wait,
I
wait.
was playing
Whenever you say, well, somebody shouldn't be doing this, obviously, because like otherwise
you're
a
making a
psychiatrist would have.
diagnosis.
Yeah, otherwise
I'm
their
not making a
psychiatrist would have said
diagnosis.
something
Yes, you
else.
are. You're making
I
a
was doing that.
prescription
I
about
was
her
doing
business.
that. I was doing that. Blame
You
on
were
me.
making a
Someone was
prescription.
doing
Yeah.
it. I'm gonna shit on it for a little bit. Okay, give
I'm
me
gonna
that.
diagnose everybody here with mental retardation. Okay,
all right.
there. Now it's
Hey!
official.
All right,
So-
let's let Lactoid finish his point. I do want
All right.
to say I agree with what he's saying though. It is a
Yes.
prescription.
So I don't know the full details. You know, I wasn't there every hearing. I wasn't there for her psychiatrist meetings, obviously, because that would be very problematic if I was. All I know is that here you have somebody who was under the care of a psychiatrist, had repeatedly gone in for mental institutionalization and evaluations, and a judge saw all the evidence and agreed that she should be under a conservatorship. Now, I agree that there were some issues coming up with her dad taking advantage of this, right? That's not unusual. But and we see that in other conservatorships as well. But you know, the standard here is putting somebody under this kind of control isn't super easy, right? It's not. It's, don't overstate this, right? You have to like get a psychiatrist. I think normally even more than one to like basically tell a judge this person is like a danger to themselves and others, and so like they need to be under this kind of control. And when they can prove that they don't have to be under the control anymore, then they can be released from the control. That's the way the system works. I haven't seen anything that the system work differently here. The one thing I will say is, maybe the psychiatrist said that it was good that she kept going and performing. It definitely didn't proscribe it, and also somebody's financial well-being and ability to earn money is part of their own well-being, right? If it's like when I'm having an evaluation with a psychiatrist and they're taking in my best interest into account, obviously my income and my status is going to be a part of that. So just saying like, well, no, you can't perform. No, you need to have a reason to believe that I can't perform. You have to have a reason why I can't go out and make my fortune. Because otherwise, you're just basically cutting me out of the whole music industry. And you guys would freak out even harder if that happened, right? If Britney Spears couldn't have performed for the past 10 years, you guys would be flipping out. This is tyranny. We can't even let people work anymore. Well, like obviously there is like a line here, and a judge and a psychiatrist agreed that she crossed the line. And by the way, part of it was because she fucking disobeyed a court order about the custody of her children. Like this is your kids are involved in this. It's not just she made a couple funny videos or weird like obscure videos on the internet.
All right, so actually, I want to jump in here. For what I'm going to take the brunt. I was playing psychiatrist. All that falls on me. All right, I'm the one playing psychiatrist. So, for the sake of this conversation, Lito was directing that at me personally, and I admit to it. And also, I actually kind of agree what he was saying. If the psychiatrist says that performing was good for her, like that might have been like I don't know. I'm playing psychiatrist, so I don't know what the psychiatrist said, but in my own personal, I think it is reasonable to assume that a lot of the mental health problems that Brittany was experiencing is due to at least tangentially the stress of the other things other than performing. Performing is its own thing, but the media scrutiny that comes with performing is its own thing, and I think that is a reasonable estimation and hypothesis as to like where a lot of these like mental health crises are manifesting themselves. So I said earlier that like with the process of medicalization, like someone could be bipolar and that's going to manifest itself in different contexts. It's very actually important. It doesn't like yeah, being bipolar is genetic, but genes are inert molecules. They manifest themselves in an environment. Something that is considered medicalized is going to be different from person to person and like in scenario to scenario. And so I'm going to go back to my earlier point that like if she is well enough, if she was well enough, where performing is okay, why does she need a conservatorship? That is a stressful environment. That is the thing that is the thing. I think it is reasonable to assume this. I could be wrong, and you can call me out for being wrong because I am playing psychiatrist. I think it's reasonable to assume that the stress of being scrutinized by the media and having cameras in your face at every second of every day probably contributed to her mental health crisis. And
Can I
so,
go after
if
Katie?
and so, yep, sure. And so, if she is deemed well enough to do that, why does she need a conservatorship? She is doing the thing. She is being deemed well enough to do the thing that is the most harmful to her. If that's the case, no conservatorship. If it's not the case, if performing does lead to the things that are harming her, if for her own well being, the scrutiny that comes from being a public figure, from being a pop star, from being in the public eye, if that stuff is too harmful to her, then she shouldn't perform and contribute to those things. And therefore, if she's in a conservatorship,
God
she
damn it.
shouldn't be doing those things. And the motivation to do those things, she still, by the age of 18, she made more money than any of us. All right. If she
That's a
just saved
fact.
that money, she would have a
Holy shit.
reasonable life for the rest of her life. 50K a year, she'd have a decent house. She'd have put food on the table. She'd be fine. It goes back to the earlier point, which I don't think is, I think it's incontroversial.
Okay,
The
can I
reason
just
her
ask
convert her
Jangles,
convert
Jangles,
I'm
Jangles.
after
okay, but
Katie.
last point,
Wait,
I have like two
wait,
sentences
wait,
left and then I'll
guys,
shut up. I
guys.
promise.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Two
Jingles.
sentences and I promise I'll shut up. The reason that she was on the conservatorship and that we've already said a bunch of times is because she had the
Money cows.
capability of making millions of dollars, and the people who were like in control of her conservatorship wanted that. It had nothing to
Money
do with her
cows.
mental health. It had nothing to do with her mental health because they did not take the steps that would save her mental health.
You don't know
Done.
that though.
Hey,
I'm
hold on.
reasonably
does.
certain.
This is
I'm
this is my
I'm
reasonably
No,
sorry,
certain.
I don't
you
see
don't know
forcing
that.
someone to be on birth control and they don't want to has
They
I don't
drugged her. They
Yeah, they
gave her
forced
okay,
drugs
her
hold
they
on,
on
didn't
hold on,
birth
hold
need.
on.
control.
What
We
you
make
do with
teenagers
mentally
go on
ill people, you
control
You
all
drug
the
them.
No,
on
time.
birth
you give
control.
them proper
You forced them on
medication.
birth control.
Well,
You forced them on
normally,
birth control.
normally, like back in the good old days, we would just give them a hysterectomy.
Lobotomy.
Like,
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
obviously
wait,
we should, but
everybody,
we
on,
can't.
everybody
So
on the
we're,
panel, everybody on the panel. We need to move on. We got to move on to the next topic. I know that
just gonna get a
turned out to
drink.
be really spicy, but
Electro dodged my
We
point.
did
I'm
good to
just
make
gonna
I
it
say
answered
spicy,
it
didn't we?
Fine,
directly.
we can move on. We can move
I'm
on to
sorry?
R. Kelly.
Stardust,
I'm
can we have a
sorry.
round of applause for us making this spicy?
Right? Yes.
Oh my god, I had so many
Right?
things to yell at all of you, but none of you would ever shut the fuck up. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, that's just
I
because
was
you're too much
quiet
of
for
a
a while,
beta to take
actually.
control of the floor.
I
Okay,
have a
how about no,
baby in the
let's
room,
let
not like the rest
He
of you
took the
We can,
whole
skinny
panel.
talk
losers, okay?
masculine if we want to.
Yeah, I actually I'm on Lactor's side on this. I'm not gonna voice all my opinions on this, but I actually like. But I do want to say, I want to give Portland, and Portland said did not speak a whole lot during this. I do want to give him a chance to say something before we move on to the next topic. So.
Jangles, I want to understand your point a little bit better because you seem to be really wrapped up in like, well, obviously performing is what's making her mentally ill, and we have like great reason to know that because of all the stress and all the scrutiny and stuff. I think that's pretty cope. I don't think that like just the stress of performing and stuff is probably what you'd attribute mental illness to. I think it's all the things that come along with it left
That's what I said.
unchecked, things like
What I said.
drugs and alcohol and things that have the ability to actually like really fuck up your life in extended periods of time that require like some kind of supervision to withhold from people who have the financial
Okay.
resources that someone like Britney Spears does. It
All right.
seems pretty obvious to me that if fucking performing was a significant contributing factor to developing bipolar and other mental illnesses, that we'd have a lot more people under conservatorships and a lot more mentally
That
ill
wasn't what I
performers
said,
than we
was
do.
it?
Well, we
I
probably
didn't
do
say
have a
that
lot
at
of
all.
fucking mentally ill performers.
That wasn't what I said, was
Yes,
it?
child star syndrome. Look it up.
Hey,
okay, wait a minute.
let
Child
me.
star. Wait a minute. Wait. Hey. Okay. Child star syndrome is different from other mental illnesses, right?
Yeah, it's
But
very different.
I would say, first off, like, thank you all for participating in this. I know this is a very spicy topic. I'm glad it became spicy. I'm sorry, but we gotta move on to the next topic.
He was
So the
I'm
next
sorry.
enjoyed it. It was
responding to
fine.
me. God,
Star,
can I
can we
enjoyed
just
it.
real
applaud
quick?
Lactoid? Lactoid took the whole panel.
Applaud.
I
applaud
liked
to
it.
Lactoid.
It was fun. Like I like these panels because like I don't necessarily have to agree with what everyone says, but I felt like we were respectful with stating our points. And
Be more
then
disrespectful, guys.
We
yeah,
had
we
a
were
good mix of
respectful.
memes
No,
and
I said we were
seriousness.
respectful. I
No,
felt
I
like
said. What I'm saying is, be more disrespectful.
Yeah, fuck all
actually.
of you.
oh.
I
You
would like
suck,
blood
Portland.
sports.
Well, then let
I
me
would-
fucking respond to that piece of shit, Portland. He
I
No,
responded
I
to
want
me.
to talk about
Let
the
me respond to that
pedophile. Can we talk about the
motherfucker.
pedophile?
Okay. All right.
I want to
Let
hear
me-
from the gay before we move on.
Let him hear from the gay before we move on.
Actually,
All right.
Star, I think I'm not capable of talking about R. Kelly because I don't know anything about that. So I should
I know
probably.
a
I
lot
didn't know
about
anything
it.
about
I'm
this, and now we're saying,
sorry.
would you like to be
Oh, okay.
spicy?
Then
We're
I'll
good.
give
know
my
a lot.
uninformed
Joining us,
opinion.
Katie.
I know a lot about R. Kelly. Let's fucking go. Fucking
Okay.
Just
pedophile.
another
Let's
bubbly
go.
blonde woman that should be under conservatorship, guys. You're seeing the symptoms on screen
Yay,
right now.
my meme is back. My meme is back.
I like that too.
You when an R. Kelly song comes on, bump,
Yep.
bump,
Yep.
bump, bump.
Wait, was I Believe I Can Fly?
I
R.
think I'm
Kelly?
too old for him though.
Yes, R. Kelly. I Believe I Can Fly was by R. Kelly.
What?
Is that
No!
is that the bitch that's in the
What? So,
What?
No.
What?
Sonia.
Wait, no. It says it's by. Oh, that's R. Kelly. Fuck. Well, that's
Okay,
my
all
Space
right.
Jam ruined.
All right. Let me do.
He
the,
did I Believe I Could Fly from Space Jam.
And he
Okay.
did the Trapped in the Closet series, which was the
Shut up!
real career
Shut up!
peak,
This
if you ask me.
Shut up! What did I tell you all about speaking when I'm trying to moderate? You dumb fucks. All right.
Yes, mommy.
All right. Okay, let me read you the topic, okay? All right. And again, I encourage blood sports, okay? Just remember that I'm probably going to scream at you when I need to moderate. Don't take offense to it. Okay.
I
Moral
love the
dilemma.
meme.
Moral dilemma. R. Kelly is the worst. He is in
Absolutely.
jail. Diva, what did I tell you about speaking?
Sorry. I was agreeing. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Moral dilemma. R. Kelly is the worst. He is in jail. He has no money. Victims are being paid in royalties from music. Is Ignition now back on playlists, or is it still Dodge? Discuss. Who wants to go first? Lactoid.
Yeah, I just want to say, I actually think that not only should it be back in your playlist, I think you have a moral obligation to listen to it at that point because it goes towards helping the victims. And if you don't put it on there, every song that you hear that's not Ignition, you're actively contributing to the harm of victims. So you should feel bad.
There you go. There you go. Toyed with the hot take.
It's just true.
All right. Diva.
I would like to say,
a
I
cool
think that
take.
R. Kelly deserves more freedom, just like Britney Spears deserves less. Fuck your hands, put them down. This isn't class. Bunch of pussies.
Well, she actually said it was my turn, asshole. Like this is her shit.
I'm sorry. The teacher was speaking. I
Yes, the teacher
apologize.
did.
Eva,
The teacher
please,
did say
take
it
it
was
away.
me.
Now that I've
Yes, you
finished
did.
speaking, you may start.
Absolutely.
How dare you call us
typical
pussies
man
when you have a baby on
speaking
your
over the.
shoulder?
Absolutely.
Phoenix, you haven't had an orgasm in over 3 months. So if you're
I
gonna
know.
fucking interrupt
I-
a man, maybe you should be putting your house in order. Clean your room, kind of deal.
I am
Yeah.
working on my house. Actually, I'm a new homeowner. That's why.
Yeah, I
I'm
see
so
this box,
focused
by the way.
on.
Congratulations.
Notice
Thank
who's
you.
on edge and
Congratulations.
who hasn't orgasmed the past several
I
months.
know.
Right? Look at the
That's the
panel.
root cause. That's the root cause. We figured it out.
Bro, she's been edging for a long time, and I don't think she's ever gonna come off the ledge.
No.
Nick-
I love the edge because it just makes me think I haven't. Should I jump today or should I not? Should I
I
make
like
a bunch of
that-
people happy or should I not? Like, what
You
am I
did
I
doing?
like
jump
that
on
there
the
are two
opportunity.
women on this panel who didn't orgasm farther than you did, but you're getting all the shit. Like me and Zonia's no,
Yeah,
and
no,
you're
it-
getting the shit.
Katie,
Well, it's
Katie,
no longer
You
Black
have a
History
medical
Month, so no one gives a
condition.
shit.
Zonia
Like, I
is
no longer have a
asexual.
shield
Diva's just
anymore.
weird.
My
Sonia has
medical
a medical condition
had
too,
0 to do with my
in many
orgasm.
ways.
How about you
I
don't
don't have this deal.
medicalize why
It's
I don't
March.
orgasm, you piece of trash?
It's March. No one cares
Okay,
about me
all right.
anymore.
It's
It's
Why
March.
would I
No
make
one
fun of
cares.
two women who are sexually
Well,
disabled?
wait.
There's somebody right here who can clearly please themselves.
Wait, I heard March is Women's Month or whatever. Right?
I know, but you know that
So-
black people don't count. Next,
Sexually
all right.
disabled.
Damn.
black
February's
women
over,
don't
guys.
count.
Everybody shut up. It's time. Go
Can I
ahead.
do my turn? Yeah, can I
Eva,
do my turn?
go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so final if it is true that the money is actually going to go straight to the victims, like if that's actually what it is, like we have a court order in all of it. If I know there's some people that are uncomfortable listening to his music, especially with the things they found out and especially with the messaging in their music, it's kind of like, okay, so are you saying this about children? Like, is this like you use this music to get women? Like you were actually on stage in Africa saying, "Can I take you home?" There's actually footage of that and him screaming, "Can I take you home?" I will if you need the receipt, I'll bring it, but that's a different story for another day. My argument is that he did write a lot of music also. He didn't just sing a lot of music, he did write a lot of songs and he did produce a lot of songs. So if you're uncomfortable hearing his voice, what you can do is just play the songs that he wrote that's sung by other people. That's if you're comfortable with it. But
Do
if you
child trafficking victims get that money too? I only want the music that I listen to pay directly into the pockets of
Yes.
child trafficking victims.
That's
All right, so
all.
I have a
I haven't read the
Well,
document,
guys,
so I don't
guys.
know who it's going to. I don't know. I can't
Guys,
answer
you have
that
to
question.
listen to Daft to really reason why were the songs even taken off to begin with. It wasn't actually because they were contributing to something bad. It's because it made people feel uncomfortable in the club to think about Bad Man. And
I
it's not gonna
have
go
the
away.
correct take.
It's
All of
not
you are
gonna
going to
go
be
away.
blown
Yeah,
away.
why do we
by my
listen to
correct
Elvis?
take.
You know what he did?
All
Fucking
right,
hell.
it's my turn now. All right. Oh,
Say
I have the
it.
correct.
Say it.
I have the correct take.
Thank you. Thank you.
Once again, I will have the correct.
When the
take.
white man does it, it's
Thank
fine,
you.
right? But then when the black
Thank
guy does
you.
it, all of a sudden,
Thank you.
Where are we
All
culturally
right.
on Chris
Hey,
Brown?
shut up.
Elvis
Shut
is
up.
blacker than him.
Okay, wait a minute.
He did
What
steal
the
from
fuck?
black music. He did admit to it. He said thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Um,
It's Jangle's turn to weigh in.
All
on
right,
this.
I will have once again the correct take that will bring all the panelists together. 10 minutes ago, I was very principled and said that since R. Kelly is a bad person, you shouldn't listen to his music. But then I found out that he sang a song that I liked. The opening song to Space Jam?
that wasn't him.
I can't lose that. And so now I have a more nuanced opinion. All right. Now that R. Kelly has sang a song that I personally like, I think we have to like weigh some options, right? You know, it's not just because he's a bad guy doesn't mean I can't listen to his
I love how
music.
you deliver your points. I just think most Twitch audiences are too stupid to get that you're being ironic.
I'm
Like
not being
I love
ironic.
how you please tell me you're being
He's not.
ironic.
He's not
I'm
being
not being-
ironic. And guess what? I'm not going to be either when I weigh in.
Yeah, I actually
Should I
have
go
a-
next?
Go
Should I go next?
Yeah, go
She
ahead.
seems
All right.
like she's ready.
All right. So, I actually don't have an issue, even if the music was made by somebody horrible. When I started my stream, the intro music I had, the first song was from a National Socialist black metal band called Nocturnal Mortem. And then the second song was from a Swedish black metal band called Shining, who is notorious for encouraging its audience to kill themselves, like unironically. So
Cool.
that's the kind of shit that I listen to. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the bad artist and I'm okay with the bad music. If you enjoy the music, if you get something out of it that's actually is, that makes you feel good or that, makes you feel elated or something, go for it, have it guilt free. Now, the question is, do you personally care about the ethics of where your money goes? If you do, then the way this is structured right now, that's great. It's going towards a positive thing. It is benefiting the victims of R. Kelly. If you don't, then it doesn't matter. It's a non-issue. So I think it's a good thing what they're doing. I think that's great. That's awesome. But I wouldn't care even if they had the songs up there for purchase and it wasn't going to the victims. But I think it's really cool that it is going to the victims.
Interesting. Tuna, what are you wearing on the right side of your neck that would make
Jangles, you
your
already wait, Jangles, you already
It's his
had your
microphone.
opening. You already had your
He
opening.
is promoting me. Let him continue to show me.
I was just
Go
asking
back
Tuna.
to him.
Oh,
This is
you have a like okay, the green part of your
Hello?
Jangle.
microphone.
We're still in opening statements. Thank
Yeah.
you. Shut the fuck up. Okay, who wants to go next with the opening statement? Okay, go ahead, Katie.
Thank you. So I would just like to say this is another example of like the woke mob trying to erase cis heteronormative people right now. Because like Jangles just fucking took my opener. And like if that doesn't mean that the left has gone too far, I'm honestly not sure. Like we just like gay people running around speaking over cis like heterosexual people. Disgusting. Anyway, Zonia stole my point. I really don't care. Like you can listen to whatever music you want. I generally like I think it's really cool that now he's broke and in jail. So yeah, if the money is going to like the victims, hell yeah, listen to it more. I might get Spotify for it. But like even if that wasn't the case, I'd never tell someone not to like listen. Like if you want to watch the Cosby show, watch it. Doesn't change what Bill Cosby did. Fuck him. That's it.
That. I love that now whenever I listen to R. Kelly, it's charity. So I don't have to do anything else that's
Yeah,
positive
like
or
if
like
it's
gives
if
back.
it's like an
Well,
extra thing, I think it's a great extra thing. But like I wouldn't have said that you shouldn't do that if it wasn't an extra thing. Just sounds like a
Even
dope extra.
But that's
even
what they were
better,
doing
even
though.
even better. Now, if you listen to R. Kelly, you're automatically woke.
yeah, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
now you're
cancel my
woke.
shift volunteering at the food bank. I'm gonna throw away my Black Lives Matter hat. I'm just gonna listen to R. Kelly, and that will be the only thing that I need to show which team I'm on.
Actually,
wait,
Zonia,
why shouldn't we
now
care
if
about what
you
we buy?
listen now if you listen to R. Kelly, you're actually racist because you are supporting that R. Kelly was treated differently than Elvis. So really, it's all about hurting black people. So that's
Who
how it
can
is.
I listen
That's a
to
good
to
point,
give
yeah.
money to the people Elvis raped? Just to be clear, like who do I listen to for that? I
Elvis.
don't see a
What's that now?
solution. I just hear problems,
Dude,
Katie.
I'm so sorry,
This
guys.
is whataboutism.
Let me just
Yeah,
interrupt
exactly.
here. Let me interrupt here. Did everybody get their chance to do opening statements?
No, I
Mine
didn't
was
do
kind of
mine.
interrupted, but I want to hear what
Tuna
Tuna has to
still's
say.
gotta go.
Go ahead, Tuna Chip.
I don't think that the Spotify money that goes into his pocket, that any of this stuff matters. I don't understand why people have gotten to this idea that when you give money to somebody, it validates their previous actions if you're not paying directly because of those actions. It's not like I'm paying an assassin, I'm not paying a professional rapist, right? So when we're talking about this child predator, when I'm putting fucking
Professional.
Bitcoin inside of his pocket, it has nothing to do with it. And when it's bumping in the club, when you're putting in your remixes, because I used to work at a bar, and the main thing was it was canceled for a DJ to play anything that he had contributed to. Not because there was money, because it's not on Spotify. We're not adding ad revenue. They're not putting money in the bank. Like I said before, it makes people uncomfortable. It's the cultural impact of making everybody have to think about the R. Kelly shit. That's the
professional
only thing
rape?
anybody
Tuna,
gives a fuck about.
That's yeah,
that's
Jangles. Stop cucking everybody else on the panel by interrupting and asking what we all want to know. What is a
Tuna.
professional rapist?
No,
Have
I
you
think I
ever
have an
met one?
example for a
Do you
professional
have a
rapist.
card?
Tuna, is a professional rapist like a soldier who rapes people while they're on duty? Is that a
A
professional rapist
professional.
because they
You're
get paid
pretty
for it?
familiar with professional rapists over there, right? Where do you live again?
What the fuck?
Actually, you'd be surprised
Ooh.
to know that we, as far as I know,
Wait,
we
where
have
does she
low
live?
rape issues in the
You have
army.
low
I
rape
think.
reporting.
Wait, Tuna, shut up.
What the fuck?
My theory to why we don't why soldiers don't rape a lot of Palestinian women, as far as I hear, is because they're so racist they don't see them as humans worthy of raping. That is my
True.
that
Which
is
is
my
why R.
theory.
Kelly was
This
pissing
is
on white
crazy.
women and internalized racism. We're not going to disagree
Oh
about
my
this.
god.
Like, and ironically, I'm pretty sure they don't rape them because they don't see them as humans worth raping.
What
It's
the
But the
fuck?
partly
rape
cruelty there,
dogs.
yeah. Now, just to finish the point, the real because I don't professional rapist point was such a stupid meme. No,
was
like
good.
if we take it off of playlists, if you feel guilty because you're like putting 1 cent inside of his pocket every time that you do it, your tragedy of the commons shit, that's fine. Do whatever you want. But if you're at the club and you've been using the argument for all these years that it's, oh, you're supporting him with this, you're supporting what he represents and culturally, it was always bullshit. And Now that the argument is disproved, they're going to prove that it's bullshit because nobody's going to be getting down to those songs. They're going to move to the next argument. If that ever gets debated, they're going to move to the next one again and again and again. The cancellation
Wait.
of media is fucking stupid.
I'm gonna give
Tuna,
it to
Tuna,
I'm
wait.
gonna give it to Jangles real quick. Jangles, go ahead.
I'm just gonna leave. Like someone. I don't think I have to like explain who said what that made me leave. But someone said something that was so unacceptable that I can't continue. I can't associate myself with what people are saying right now. All right. So I'm gonna leave. Everyone knows
Jangles.
why I'm leaving, but
Bye, Jangles.
the person who said the thing that made me leave knows who they are.
Well, it's nice
That's
seeing you again, Jangles.
Was it me?
That was awkward.
Yeah.
No, that's
Um,
meme. You could
Tuna.
tell with the serious stare.
Tuna,
Okay,
how
cool.
is this any different from the Hogwarts legacy
Wait, you couldn't tell if he was
controversy?
being ironic or not? Is that what?
No, like I will say I saw him get pissed off like one time, like really pissed off, and that shit was scary.
He said he was leaving at 6. He left.
Yeah,
at
he
6.
said he had a hard cutoff at 6.
I
Yeah.
hate him.
No,
It's a
like,
nice
that
exit,
was
though.
annoying.
I really
It
appreciate
was
it. So
it was a
how
good
is
exit.
listening
It was
to
a good
R.
exit.
Kelly in the club any different from like playing Hogwarts Legacy with your boys? You know, this is what I want to try to understand. Is like, where are we separating the art from the artist? Why can't I not listen to Trapped in the Closet, but I can play a sick mission with my boys in Hufflepuff?
Or
I don't know
why
how the game
the
works.
opposite?
Okay, whatever. But you get the point. Why is one okay but not the other? Or are they both wrong? Or are they both okay? Discuss.
It's selective outrage. That's
Yep.
what I'm calling it, selective outrage. And that's something that people have to talk about. Like now, me personally, I'm going to acknowledge that before he went to jail, there was a huge movement. I don't know if Me Too movement is political. Like maybe one of y'all can tell me if it's political or not. I don't know if it is. Like y'all are political like
Social.
people.
If the Me Too movement is political,
Like, I'm
I
asking
mean,
y'all a question. I'm
everything's
not being facetious.
political.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
it's
a
political.
social political thing for sure.
So the correct term is social political, correct? I don't know.
Socio-political for nerds, whatever.
It's fucking political. It's fine.
It's
So
political,
what
it's
can I say? So political. So is it? So am I going to get ended
no,
if I
nobody's
say
gonna
the Me
fucking
Too movement is
hose you
political?
for saying
Oh,
that Me Too
you're
is
calling
political.
me
Jesus
too
Christ.
political? No, okay.
No, I'm saying, am I going to get for saying it's political? So like,
No.
Okay, I tell you,
okay,
Phoenix,
We're not
no
gonna cancel
man
you.
would say that it's an issue.
okay. So so Me Too movement, which we're saying on the panel, was a political movement, and that movement was boycotting R. Kelly from performing. They were outside with fences saying, and I forgot what the hashtag was, but it was like, get R. Kelly out of here. They were also calling up radio stations, like big, huge radio stations where their bread and butter is playing Black R&B music. They were saying like, we're going to ask you to commit today to no longer play his music. Like it was a huge thing because it was believed that the money that he was making from his tours and from his music being played was being used to victimize these women, was using to pay for the hotels, the flights, shutting people up, things like that. Like it was being used for sex trafficking, right? He has been convicted for that. I believe he has been convicted for sex trafficking. I believe he has. I'm not 100% sure because I can't keep up. It's at that point that I can't keep up. So at this point of time, for it to be switched, I think it'd be difficult for people in the Me Too movement to switch it up for saying, well, we made this whole deal of not playing his music and demonizing his music. So now it's being switched to, oh, now you can play it. I kind of feel like it's an excuse for people to feel better about it. Where at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit what you listen to. It's not in my ears, it's your fucking ears. Like what you do is what you do. It doesn't affect my life. Like I don't listen to a lot of music due to preference, but am I going to sit here and be like, because I don't listen to a certain song, you can't? That's kind of bullshit.
Okay, hold on, real quick. Is anybody going to steel man R. Kelly here? Is this just a circle jerk about how bad he is?
I think it's
Is
going to be
anybody
a
gonna
circle
talk about
jerk. I think
the
it
age
is.
of consent and how much this man has given back to his community and how much great art he's given the world? Holy shit, we're
What's
just going to sit here
Fanatics'
and
take
like,
on it?
come on.
I think it's going to be a circle jerk. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't
Fine,
know. If we
R.
should
Kelly
be...
bad. I'm
I
gonna
don't
go
know.
grab
Well,
my
how
child.
many-
Right, unless you want
Are there
to
any
be
like
pro
age of
R.
consent
Kelly, you
skeptics on
can.
here?
But like for me personally, like it's just it's difficult for me to listen to a song saying seems like she's ready. And I do love Aaliyah, but I have not listened to Age is Nothing But a Number. I have not been able to listen to that album. I've
Oh,
been
are
able
we
to.
going to talk
It made
about
me
age is only a number
uncomfortable.
when he brings his baby on frame? I'm feeling fucking
Oh, you
roasted
didn't
right
have to
now.
do that to me, Portland.
You
What the
know, if
fuck?
Tuna's gonna go all hard on Israel, I might as well spice this panel up a little bit with some visual comedy.
But like
Okay?
it's like that's just my personal
Sometimes I
preference.
guess.
It's that I'm uncomfortable listening to Aaliyah's first album, even though there are good songs in there. For me personally, I'm uncomfortable because of everything that has been brought to light about what he did to Aaliyah. I'm uncomfortable with it.
How do you
I
feel
don't
when
think
you
that is
drive through
good.
Kentucky?
But yeah, that's my point. I don't know. Like, I just feel like no one's going to listen to it because I feel like it's going to, I don't know. It just feels disingenuous to be all like, we made this whole political stance to cancel him and now we're going to listen to his music all of a sudden. It just kind of seems dishonest to me.
Dap,
Like,
Okay,
can I?
so we're in a situation here where I don't think
Do you mind if I steal one
Chick-fil-A,
for you, Phoenix?
Hogwarts Legacy, R. Kelly. Is there any substantive difference between consuming any of these things, or am I good to just eat my homophobic chicken while I play my transphobic game and listen to my child trafficking music? Like,
Portland,
yo,
you know how earlier you were in the top of the sit on my face list? You're
yeah,
officially off the list. Oh my god, I'm
you're
so
just lying
tired
to
of this
yourself now.
meme.
You are
I'm not
lying to
lying
yourself.
to myself. You have a pretty face, but Jesus fucking Christ, I can't. I can't with the meme. I can't. Don't meme. Okay.
Hey,
Does
Phoenix,
the
can
baby
I?
over his shoulder make him a little more attractive though?
Sitting on faces is wrong. It's fucking disgusting. Generally, you should be happy
Soy,
that
soy,
you're
Phoenix, can
off
I
Lachlan,
that
try
list.
to?
soy, so
Okay.
soy.
Phoenix, so
Katie just
I
doesn't want to have that fucking disgusting cock and balls, as she said herself. She thinks that cock and balls are
he's trying
disgusting.
to ask me a question.
Ask the
yeah.
question. Come on.
Is your
Okay.
baby hearing this stuff, Portland?
I hope to God not.
How
What
old
do
is the
babies
baby?
really hear,
Oh my
anyways?
goodness, you got it on speaker. Oh no.
Pussy,
That
Uh,
pussy,
poor
pussy,
baby.
pussy.
the stuff. Okay, ask your
Okay,
question.
Katie, go ahead.
Okay. Yes. So, I guess okay, to engage with your point. I think the issue is that people are going to say, "Oh, it's just about the money incentive." But I think people never really cared about that like money incentive, not in a real way. Just because like if you don't want to come up a hypocrite, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, right? So if you were going to make the I had to do it. So if you're going to make the argument that's like, "Oh, this person is making money off of it," literally everything. You breathing air is probably
Well,
pocketing money
I
into
was speaking
someone's
more for
thing.
the political movement towards. I was speaking more of the original movement of why he was censored and why he was taken from Spotify and why it was demonized to listen to his music. And she's gone. That's not what I wanted. Katie, did you hear anything that I said?
I heard the Me Too political.
Okay, well, I was speaking more of the Me Too movement that resulted to him being removed from Spotify playlists and removed from radio plays. I was
Yeah,
speaking more on that.
yeah, that's fair. I just think
Yeah.
like the issue is that at the end of the day, people. I guess. Do you know what the justification was? Because I think it was just like a faulty justification, right? They'd say it's about the
It
money,
was
but it's
because
not
of
about the
money
money.
to my I can't I'm not going to speak for everyone, but to my understanding, the main argument was supporting him on tour and concerts and listening to his music is giving him the resources to abuse more women. To my
And
understanding, that was the
that is
argument.
super reasonable. That's incredibly reasonable. If you don't want to give money to a guy who's like out here doing terrible shit or
Yeah,
industries,
kidnapping bitches and stuff is fucked up.
that's
Yeah.
great. If you want to like if you don't want to shop at certain companies because they're terrible, you good. Don't go to Balenciaga, right? I agree. Like we should be boycotting these fucking people, these companies that do terrible shit. Fuck them.
This is
Including
this
R.
is the
Kelly.
thing, though. Let me. I wanna illustrate what makes it so that why people are doing this. What's the psychology of people? People don't have any faith in governance. People don't have any faith in things that actually could substantially punish R. Kelly. So they put it onto the private sector because they're desperate please, please, somebody be the giant thing that represents my ideas on a larger thing. So they're going to the radios, they're saying get them out of there. They're going to Spotify, get them out of there. And it's a desperate attempt to have some kind of power and influence because they're completely destitute. They feel powerless. This is the other problem, though. What happens when all of our power is solely owned by the same company that made all of their money off of and this is the second argument, by the way, Daphne, that is being missed. The idea that there is a cultural rape culture, that rape culture is like part of this like money-making thing, and that we are like pushing forward these dangerous men as like the people that people aspire to be, saying, oh, they're getting away with it, where we have bad male role models inside of the thing.
He was getting away with it, to be fair. Like, I have to push back that you do have.
He's getting away with it, but is he getting away with it because people are listening to him on Spotify? Is that getting away with it, or is it getting away with it that he wasn't punished by the legal?
So I'm gonna put the opinion. This is just an opinion. I'm not a psychic, whatever. So this is just an opinion. So when the court case happened with the sex tape that was distributed in flea markets and stuff, he with his lawyer powers delayed the case as long as he could. So by the time that the victim was put on, I don't even think the victim showed up, but by the time the court happened, the victim was no longer a little girl. She was like a grown woman. So it kind of desensitizes, because you're all like, okay, so I'm not looking at a little girl victim, I'm looking at a grown woman. And at the end of the day, what was resulted to was, due to the fact that her parents decided to say that wasn't her, and due to the person herself saying that wasn't her, that's why the court made the decision of, so it's not her, but we feel that was R. Kelly. So that was the thing that a lot of people don't get right with the case. They keep on feeling like he was completely exonerated. He wasn't. The court did deem that was him, when R. Kelly was making the argument of, that's not me, that was my brother. So he threw his brother under the bus. So he did get away with it the first time around. And what he did to Aaliyah, a lot of people in the industry had an idea, or they knew what happened with Aaliyah, and they continued to do business with him because he made a lot of money for these record labels. So he was getting away with it for years. And so I feel like, again, this is a feeling, I feel people felt like, okay, so the justice system wasn't doing anything. Allegedly, cops were helping, because he was in Chicago. Allegedly, Chicago cops were assisting him. So, yes, it could make someone feel like, well, the justice system failed. Chicago cops aren't helping. So, no, I don't know what else to do but to hit him in his pockets.
Well,
Yeah,
Daph, that's the problem,
so
though.
I wanna
Can I make my response to that
Yeah, go
argument
ahead.
before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can.
Daph, the whole point, though, is that if the infrastructure that allowed him to get away with it, right? The money and the fact that because he has a lot of money and he's a money-making person, he's a person that has that ability to generate money,
Correct.
people would continue working with him. That is a
Correct.
feature of an economically and social economically motivated system. If you go there and you appeal to it saying, please take him off the air, please take him off the air, maybe a couple of radio stations will fucking do it, but all that does is create a bigger part of the market for somebody else to be the R. Kelly station. It
Or
just
giving them
swings
Absolutely.
more
around.
power. That's what
Financial
you're saying.
resources are a shield from accountability, and there's no way that a black guy is going to be able to commit crimes against children for over a decade without being held accountable by the legal system, unless he's shielded by a tremendous amount of money.
And he was.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
but
That's
the
what I'm saying.
money's
And
gonna
giving
be
him
I don't
money
believe that you
furthers
can
that
actually get the
protection.
money out of his pocket unless you are the person making the decisions in the law. You're not going to be able to just boycott all of these radio stations and make it all fucking disappear. The money's going to keep flowing to him. It kept flowing to him afterwards.
It did,
You actually
yeah.
have to put more pressure on the legal system, either one, to make it so that he's not able to make the money, two, to make it so that legal influence via money is not as powerful, or three, fucking make him actually just go to jail, which is what worked in the fucking end.
So
I wanna,
boycotts do work,
okay.
but like I agree, we got to do more to like hunt down like the people who do these crimes, put them in prison, right? And now that he's in prison and the money hopefully is going to go to the victims, then I think the ethical conundrum's removed. But while he's using that money to like continue his dastardly deeds,
Yeah.
like the more money he has, the more powerful he is. If you boycott him, he's like a little bit less money.
He won't be able to, he's losing his resource to abuse.
Yeah.
And like, I do think that it's unfortunate that that people felt that the way to lead to his where he is now was to attack the pockets, but I honestly felt like if we didn't attack the pockets, then this wouldn't have happened. It's just kind of how I feel.
I gotta say
Okay,
one more
so
thing. I
guys,
can't raise
yeah,
my hand because I'm
yeah.
feeding a baby, but I do want to say, like, look at Bill
Where's
Cosby as
your
another
submissive
example of
wife
someone
to
who, like,
raise the baby?
we knew Bill Cosby was raping women for 25 fucking years. I remember the
Yeah,
first time that I saw someone like talk about Bill Cosby raping them. It was on the fucking Surreal Life. It was Janice Dickinson in like
yeah,
2001 or 2002. This was a fucking out known fact for a very long time. That guy
yeah.
is out of jail again because he had enough money to appeal to the ends of the earth, and now he is no longer behind bars. The amount
No,
of
it was
money
No,
because he
no,
found
he's
out that the
isn't
DA
he?
fucked up. It was because the
Is
Yeah,
DA
I know
fucked
my
up.
chat?
that
My chat
isn't
is
the
telling me
point. No,
he's
no, no,
actually
that isn't
out
the point.
now,
Stop. The point
right?
isn't that they made a mistake. It's that you cannot file exhaustive appeals and find mistakes without
Right.
money. Without a
Yeah, that's
tremendous
true.
amount
I
of
agree
money, you
with
don't
that.
have
Yeah.
legal teams poring over fucking depositions and paperwork and finding a way to submit a
I
motion
agree.
to get you out of jail. You just
We're
don't.
expensive, yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree.
you're
I
fucking
Okay,
think
I need
expensive.
to
I know.
interrupt. I need to interrupt. I need to interrupt. Okay.
Go ahead.
So usually I end this panel around 9. It is currently 9:14. So I want to give anybody who wants to get the fuck out of here the ability to get the fuck out of here. We'll continue this until 9:30. But feel free to leave if you need to leave. Yeah, I want to wrap this up soon. So
Please let me talk.
go ahead, Katie.
sorry.
I've
Can I
been
give
so
can I give a quick
patient.
closing then? I got
Yeah, go
thoughts.
ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Closing from Lactoid, then Katie. Okay.
Thank you so much for having me on your show. Thank you so much for everyone talking to me. You can find me at Lactoid TV on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Thanks.
Pleasure, Lactoid.
You did.
GG.
All right. Thank you all for an incredible turnout here on the Supernova show. I know a lot of my audience here, they prefer more political content, but Supernova's just a non-political shitfest we like to do every once in a while, which is a whole bunch of buckets of fun. So, if you enjoyed it, and if you enjoy most of my content, which is political discussion and debate, give me a follow here on Twitch or a sub on YouTube, and then you'll be able to know when I'm on in the future. For the meantime, we're going to go ahead and raid out into Stardust because we were just, she had just graced us with the opportunity to be on her show. And then I will see you all later. Also, Fetter, I'm scrolling through. Oh, okay. One more thing I want to say before I hit raid now. To everybody who gave me bits today, thank you so much. I appreciate it very much as always, and it all goes back in the stream.
I would argue that obviously media reinforces reality.